All right, what's up, guys? VV back with another video, and in today's video, guys, we got one heck of a video lined up for today. We got some real craziness for today's video. We've got 30 games to go over on the sim. I'm probably going to title this video something along the lines of like a few hours of One Piece TCG content and commentary to relax to, chill to, sleep to, whatever. You know, one of those kind of titles. Because, guys, the bottom line is this. I had a lot of content still to go over. We're about to go through what would have been the next week's worth of my content. We're going to go over 30 games on the sim, okay? And divide that by 5. So I had about 6 or 7 entire videos lined up to go, ready to go. But with these new bans and restrictions and updates and things like that, and the way that the whole community has been kind of flipped upside down with some of the news with rotations and whatnot, I have to just get all this done right now, guys. We're gonna cram all of it into one video and just keep moving, because I'm getting a lot of questions from people asking me, hey, can you update this list now that the bans are in place? Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? I want to be able to help, guys. That's a big thing for me. I try to help out the community in whatever way I can. I think that's a big part of this channel, especially when things get banned or restricted. I really do want to be able to put out some new content that helps you out with those restrictions and shows you what to build from there. But I can't do that until I get through with some of this content, okay? So with that in mind, today's video, with the 30 games we're going to be going over, it's going to be before the bans and restriction list, okay? So keep that in mind. But now going forward, once I get caught up on this, we should be able to address some of the newer decks and things like that. And I even did sneak in a few new ones, like with Enel and stuff like that. Enel and even, well, no, that's about, and Green Blue Zonji. Green Blue Zonji and Enel, but I was still running old cards in that, okay? So bear with me, guys. We do have to blast through these 30 games today. It should be a lot of fun. We've got a lot of, let me go and break down the video for you guys so you know what we're getting into, some of these leaders we're going to be exploring today. There's about 4 or 5 games on each one of these leaders. We've got Red Green Law, we've got Red Shanks, we got Red Blue Marco, Blue Black Usopp, Blue Doflamingo, Blue Yellow Nami, and Vegapunk. Okay, so we got about 7 leaders to go through in today's video. Let's do this. Let's get straight into it. Now, real quick, we're not going to be going over each deck list. We're just going to be going game, straight down the line, because we're trying to get everything into this one video as fast as possible and just have this ready to go for everybody. So, guys, I'll have everything timestamped in the general description. I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and things like that in the comment section below. And please do not hesitate, guys. You know, if you got any comments, questions, or suggestions, please put those down in the comment section below as well, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link is in the channel description. This video is sponsored by Nin Garden. Their latest spring collection just dropped with 3 new designs, and to celebrate, they are running a spring sale. Buy one, get any classic mat 40% off with the code SPRINGSALE. Plus, use NIN10 for an automatic 10% off at the checkout. You can stack this with my promo code, the VV Theory, for an additional 5% off, bringing you to a total of 15% total savings on top of the 40% off. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do this. Let's get straight into it. First game up here, we got a game of Red Green Law versus Blurple Luffy. Blue Purple Luffy, that's right. And guys, I have to say, Red Green Law might not be in the worst place now that Black has been nerfed in the way it has, with the new bans losing Gecko Moria, losing Ice Age. Red Green Law, I would not be surprised if it made a resurgence, guys. I mean, I don't know if it will or not. I'm just saying there's a possibility there. What do you guys think? Please, guys, please say something in the comment section below. Okay, first up here, so I went first. I play out the Nami. I do some searching. Blue Purple Luffy doesn't typically have an early play, so they go pass. They go 2 Dawn pass, and then now it's back to me. I fill out the board some more with Red Green Law. That's what it does. It floods the board. They play out a Zoro. I can't really stop them with that Zoro, okay? With this list that I'm running today, guys, this is a list that I got from the East. But hey, here we go. Now it's time to do some tricks. We're going to swing for 7 into 6. They're going to take that. And then we are going, or excuse me, did they 2K counter out? I might have missed it. We're going to, okay, I can't stop any of these games today, guys, because we're going to get through a lot of games today. I pulled back a card with the Trafalgar Law, pulling back another card with the Trafalgar Law's effect, cheating out the Sanji. That is the big trick with Red-Green Trafalgar Law. Now, understand that as well, guys. With this being the kind of video it is, we will not be pausing even a single game. We have to keep going, go, go, go. They're going to swing for 8. We're going to block and 2K counter out. Or, excuse me, they swung for 7. We block for 6 and 2K out. We're going to get rid of that Zoro, just get that thing off the board. Now we can start attacking into their board. Swing 6 2 times here. They're going to have to give us a gear 2. That's one of the big weaknesses for blue-purple Luffy right now, right, guys? Is being able to swing wide enough on the board. That becomes really dangerous for them. It becomes really hard for them to deal with. Okay, so I pull back the Nami, playing out the Zoro in the place of it, and now we're going to attack in. We replay out the Nami to do more searching, and my board is completely full, but that was not a great turn for me. That was definitely not a great turn for me. Okay, they're on their 10 Dawn turn now. On turn 4, they ramped like crazy this game because they were able to use that Zoro. The Zoro, the 3-cost one. They're going to gain a life. They're going to push one of my cards to my life. Okay, they pushed the Tony Chopper into life. That was interesting. I guess so they could go for the board here, and they didn't want to give me the 5-cost Law back at some other point in the game. But I don't know if that was necessarily the right play, but hey, we will take it. So, guys, it's all about swinging 6 as many times as you can, and that's what we're going to do here. They got a searcher there. They're going to do a top 5 search. They grabbed a 2K counter Usopp. Rusohachi, I think his name is technically. We're going to play out the Cavendish here to get some Dawn back. We're going to play out a Chopper. We're going to pull something back with a leader effect now to play out another card. Let's see what we choose to do here. I think we should probably try to pull back the Trafalgar Law, yeah, and play out, okay, playing out the Sanji, I guess that works. There was probably a better play there. Bear with me, guys. I haven't played Red-Green Law in quite some time. But yeah, this leader with the right pilot, okay, let me focus on that. Let me really stress about that. This leader with the right pilot, I think it's in a good spot, guys. I think it's in a really good spot. Okay, so they're gonna they're still on a 10 Dawn turn here, so they're able to do a lot with this leader effect, where they can start drawing cards, fixing their top 4. But I might have too much on the board already. I'm gonna go ahead and take that hit there. They're gonna swing in, we're gonna take. They're gonna swing in, we're gonna take. And now this turn right here, guys, we have to kind of try to go for lethal for the most part, right? We have to actually try to go for lethal here. So we're going to play out the Otama to weaken their Katakuri just to fill the board out. So now we can start attacking in with things, right? Okay, let's see what happens here. We have a lot of options. We're going to swing for 6 with our 1-cost Zoro. Attach 2 Dawn, swing for 6. Seems pretty good, right? Seems pretty good. And now we're going to be able to pull him back if we need to. Okay, well, first we're going to swing for 6 more. And remember, guys, his Katakuri is only a 6K this turn. He cannot even survive a 6K hit, which, there you go. It's gone now. Now it's gone. Okay, so now if I need to, he only has 3 attacks. I have a life and a blocker. I can play out another blocker this turn, stand things up, and do all kinds of things, right? Okay, right here, I'm going to pull back the green Zoro here, swinging freight with the Cavendish to get the 2 Dawn back I used with the leader's effect, and now I'm coming in for 10, and that's game, guys. We swung 6 so many times, he just could not keep up. It was just too much pressure there. Good game to that guy, but hey, that is a really, really tough spot to be in for blue-purple Luffy. Okay, next game we got versus Red-Black Koby. So speed is going to be on 2x. I think these games, yeah, Red-Green Law. I've got Blue-Purple Luffy, Red-Black Koby, Blackbeard, Blue-Yellow Nami, and Green-Purple Luffy. So we got some pretty cool matchups lined up for this leader. Again, all these games we're looking at today, they're all going to be like 4 to 5 of each leader. In fact, I think the only one that's not is Marco. I only have 3 lined up for that. But most of these games were meant to be towards some of the newer decks in the format. Okay, so here we go. They're going to get a pretty good start to match ours. We just filled out the board. We had to go second. I think we would prefer going second, honestly, so we can fill the board out very, very quickly like this. But at the same time, going first isn't really that bad for Zoro either. Okay, so we did do that new Nami searcher that comes out in EB02 was really good for us. Okay, so we swing in there. We fill out the board completely. We really, really need to be able to start activating our leader effects starting next turn. And we can. We go down to 2 life here. That's fine. 2 life is actually perfect for this deck, so that way we turn on the Radical Beam. We're going to use our Bonnie to do a search. Now we can pull that back if we need to do our leader effect to put in a red card, but we don't really have a lot of good red cards here. We're going to swing for 6. I think we're going to pull back the Zoro, pull back the Brook, playing out the Trafalgar Law, pulling back the Bonnie, playing out the Zoro, and now we're swinging in, guys. We're swinging in pretty rough here. And now our opponent has to get through 2 blockers. We have 2 life. We have a completely full hand, and we're in a very good position. They're going to play out the new Koby. Okay, I'm going to let that go because now they can't attack in with their Koby. Well, no, excuse me. They can because of the Kuzan allowing it to attack into active. Excuse me, they could. But we let the card go. We block out of the card that we can. We still have a pretty full board here. And it looks like I'm going to play out the Zoro here. We're going to go 5 into 4s. You want to save it? He does not. Now we can swing in. So now we can pull back the Zoro and play out the Cavendish if we need to. We'll see what we're trying to do here. We're going to go 7 into 5. How badly does he want to save that character? Apparently not very badly. So now we're going to pull back the Zoro, play out the Cavendish, get more Dawn. We're going to replace the Nami on the board to play out a Bonnie. We're going to do some searching. We get another, blocker Law. We have 2 Dawn left. I think we should really just swing for 6 here and pass the turn. Looks like I don't swing at all with my leader. I think that was just a mistake, guys. I think I forgot to swing with my leader because I should have swung for 6 in my personal opinion and then sit on 1 Dawn active for my Radical Beam if necessary. It is necessary, so there you go. And now they're going to swing for 7 into 5. I think we can probably just take this. It's a little bit greedy, but I think we can just take this. Okay. We can counter out, we can block, we have a lot of options, but I think taking is the right call there, guys, because now we have a very aggressive turn lined up for our opponent. We'll go 2 into 1, see if he wants to waste any counter. He doesn't, obviously. And here we go, guys. We're about to slam down some I call them like just windmill haymakers coming in here. We're just going to swing a bunch of times, as many times as we can with these huge characters and restanding them. It ends up doing some really crazy stuff. We're going to play out the Bonnie. Now we can use our leader effect. Now we can swing in with the Cavendish. We have so many things we can do here. And we're just going to swing for these annoying little 6s everywhere, guys. These 6s are going to be a pain to get through. Even though he is a 6K leader right now from his Koby's effect. We're going to pull back that card. Okay, it looks like we're going to try to get this done next turn. We're going to pull back the red Nami to play out the Law, pulling back the Bonnie, and let's see what we choose to play out. I kind of like the idea of just not playing anything out. Yep, restanding the Cavendish. We'll swing in for 7 here, and then we'll probably just maybe pass the turn, go next turn. We're sitting on 1 Dawn active. We already showed him we have a Rad Beam, but we're bluffing this time. We don't have another Rad Beam. Okay, we can just block 2K, 1K, 1K here, or block 2K, 2K rather. Yeah, I was going to say I didn't see the other 2K. That would have been weird. They're going to swing in for 9. We can give him the chopper here. Yep, here you go, bud. There's your chopper, good sir. And now they're going to go 9 into 5. We're going to block, and then we're going to 1K, 1K, 1K out. We're completely out of counter power. We are completely out of counter power. We need to go all in this turn. We need to go 7s across the board, guys. We got to go in for 7s all over the place. Here's 1 7. Here's the next 7. It's just going to be 7, 7, 7, guys. Swing for 7. Okay. Okay, well, now we can actually do things a little bit differently, it looks like. We're going to play out the Tony chopper. Let's see what we choose to do here. Oh, it looks like we're going to go all in on the Cavendish. Swing for 11 into 7. Now we're going to pull back the chopper, playing out the restand Law and swing in for 11 more. We were just there, guys. It was 1K exactly that we got. Good game to my opponent there. We had to pull back the chopper. We had to pull out a red card to play in the Trafalgar Law, but we got there. That was a really fun one there. That was a good game. Okay, next up we got a game versus Blackbeard. Okay, Blackbeard, at the time of me recording this video, is probably going to be the premier black deck to run going into OP11, even going into OP10 for us over here in the West. Okay, at the time of me recording this, we're just now getting into OP10 this weekend. We did the pre-release last weekend. So at the time of recording this video, OP10 is now here in the West, and Blackbeard is going to get some new cards that take it to the next level. And with the the bans that have happened to Black in general with Gecko Moria and Ice Age, Marshall D. Teach might be the new premier black deck. So how does Red-Green Trafalgar Law fare against this deck? I think the answer is not too bad. I think the answer is not too bad. We're going to swing 2 into 0 there. They're going to let that go, of course. There's no reason to keep that on the board. They pop a red Nami, which was very smart of them last turn. That was a good play by my opponent, popping the red one versus the green one, because a lot of our big effects are green effects, like Cavendish and the Trafalgar Laws. So getting rid of as many red characters as possible for us is a very good thing to do for our opponent. Okay, they're on 5 Dawn. They do have 8 cards in hand. They still have 4 life. What are they going to do? This is going to be a big turn for them. They're going to go ahead and trash a card with the leader's effect here. They're going to swing for 5, and they're going to play out a Burgess. Their Burgess is already 7,000 power on turn 3, guys. Now we're still at the end of turn 3, going into turn 4 after this. So we're going to go ahead and swing with the Sanji here, I think. I think we do need to poke our opponent down pretty aggressively. So we'll swing for 6. Let's see what he does. He'll probably give us a 2K here. Okay, they choose not to. Well, now we're going to swing for 7 and punish them a little bit. And now we're going to pull back a card from the board. We're going to play out the Cavendish here. Seems good. Now we don't have on play effects, so we couldn't get any Dawn back from his effect there due to the Blackbeard's leader effect. However, we pulled back our only card that was rested, so they couldn't deal with that. And now we have 2 blockers, 2 life. We're probably going to take 1 hit and block out of the other if I had to guess what we're going to do next here. I think that's a really good play in this situation here. Go down to 1 life so we can just negate one of their attacks, you know, just by taking the life, right, and getting a card in hand, going up resources, and then block out of the other attack. Well, swinging for 5, we probably can just get out of that. Yeah, I will say, since they're only going to swing for 5, we'll go ahead and just counter out of that. That was good for us. They're going to play out a Liberation, wiping our 2 best characters off the board there. Seems good. And they do not swing with the Burgess. That was very smart, because I would have more than likely loaded everything into the Burgess here. Now, they did forget to use their leader effect, and we are going to capitalize on that a little bit. Probably not too much. But right here, I think we might just swing in, guys. I think we might just swing in. Yeah, let me explain how this would have gone while we're waiting for me to make my play here. If they would have swung in with the Burgess, we would have played out double Otama, dropped him down to 3K, and we would have run that card over. And then pulled a card back and played it out and got our cards back. We would have done a lot of stuff there. So we're going to play out the Otama, playing out the, pulling back a green Nami here, playing out the Zoro, swinging in for 5, just trying to pressure my opponent a little bit here and lower their hand size. They're on 9 Dawn this turn, so we did go second. They're on 9 Dawn. They're going to play out a second Burgess. Okay. This is getting a little bit ugly. A third Burgess, guys. If we... this is going to be a tough one here. We're going to 2K counter out of this, I'm sure. I think we should 2K counter out of this, and then we have 2 blockers to save this card if they try to go for it on the board, which I think they should try to go for my Zoro. I mean, I'm going to block regardless, but I think that's the right play, because on this next turn here, I don't think we're going for the board, guys. I don't think, I mean, it depends on what we draw, of course, right? It depends on what happens. Okay, they only swung 1 time. Now we do have a blocker, and we drew another blocker. They turned off the leader effect this turn, but it might be time to go for lethal. We could probably try to go for lethal. We're going to swing for 6 and a 5. They're going to take that. They get hit with a Ice Age. Okay, well, if that's the case, I think we're going to have to do things a little bit differently. Now we're swinging in for 7, and now we can just swing in for the Zoro here. Well, actually, I think we should just swing in for the Nami, right? 7, yeah. So swinging in for 9K with the Nami, they have to have 2K, 2K, 1K in hand to survive. They cannot, and that is a very hard thing for Blackbeard to deal with, is going wide on the board. Just like Blue Purple Luffy, guys. I think a lot of people are saying that the format is about to slow down, and if the format is going to slow down, the decks that can go wide and swing it really aggressively all the way across the board, well, guess what, guys? Those decks become very, very powerful. Okay, so we're going against a blue-yellow Nami here. This is another deck that tries to slow everything down, so if we can start swinging 7s across the board, seems good for us, right? I mean, hey, we're not going to complain about that. It seems very good for us. We're going to play out the Bonnie here. Bonnie is a card we were missing last game against the Blackbeard. Bonnie's actually very good against Blackbeard because it still allows us to search, and then we can pull it back out and play out red cards with the effect, with the leader's effect, if we have a full board. Okay, so right here, it looks like we are going to swing for 7. Excuse me, with the Zoro. It was a little bit scary to do that because we saw them play out the Hiyori. They knew what their top card was. They're going to red rock our Cavendish off the board. We're down to 0 life on turn 4, guys. We are down to 0 life on turn 4. We're going to play out the Nami. We do have some options. Hey, the game's not over, right, guys? The game is not over. Let's see what we choose to do here. We're going to swing for 5. This is going to get a card from hand. Seems good. Now we're going to swing 6 and a 6. We're going to go for their board a little bit now, right? Now we're going to keep swinging 6 into 6. We've got 2 more attackers on the board we can attack with, right? We'll swing 6 into 6 here. They counter out. We'll swing 6 into 6 here. See what they do. They counter out. Seems good. We're going to pull back the Zoro, playing out the Trafalgar Law, pulling back a Nami, playing out a chopper blocker. And now we're actually doing okay. We'll give them the 1 cost 9, the 1 cost block there. So that was basically, that almost worked like a rad beam, right? Seems good. They'll swing in for 10. We'll give them that card. And now, hey, we're actually okay in this situation. We're not in a great situation. Hear me out. We're not in a great situation here, but it's also not the end of the world type of situation where we can't come back from this. There's another blocker. We're just searching our you-know-what's off, guys. We're searching our butts off here. So we're going to play out another Nami, okay? Our board is full of green characters, so we can only play red characters in this situation. So what are we going to do? We're going to play out the, we're going to swing 6. Okay, we're going to swing for 6 more, or 7, I guess. And now we're going to have to play out the chopper. That's where actually we're probably going to search here. Let's see how we choose to do this. We'll go ahead and grab a that card there. We'll play out the blocker chopper for 1, and then we're just going to pass the turn. I had to get that card off the board. Okay, they're going to swing for 7, so now we have to 2K, 1K, right? We can't just use the chopper blocker, or they can swing with 8 with their Hiyori. So we're going to block that out, and now, see that? See, look, guys, they're going to swing for 8 with Hiyori. Now we're just going to block, because if we take 1 hit, we lose the game. Okay, well, now we get the Hiyori off the board, and now as we establish more and more blockers, our opponent is just in trouble, guys. And now, guess, look what's in my hand, guys. Guess what's coming up very, very soon here. We're going to swing for 5. This will force a card out of hand. Let's see what they get. Okay, no trigger. And then we are going to probably play out the Eustace Kid here. They're going to go ahead and just give up, but we were going to play out the Eustace Kid, and then we're going to attach it on, tap it down to play out a card from our hand. Actually, we probably, yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have a... Well, hang on. What we could have done there, guys, real quick, before we go to the next game, we could have tapped the Eustace Kid to play out a 3-cost Zoro from our hand, right? Playing out a Zoro from our hand, replacing, I don't know, maybe the Nami on the board, that's fine. Swing in for 5 with the Zoro, whatever. And then use the leader effect with the 2 Dawn that we have left to pull back the Zoro to play out the Cavendish to get 2 more Dawn as active, attach 1 of the Dawn to our Eustace Kid, and then keep 1 Dawn active, flirting with the idea of a Rad Beam. Okay, good game to my opponent. That was a fun one. Next up, we got a game versus Green Purple Luffy. This is our last game of Red Green Law. Okay, man, this is a very fun deck to play. I have to say, it is a very technical deck to play. It's a little bit hard to pilot if you're a newer player, but hey, it is a very rewarding deck if you want to put your reps in and learn how to play this deck to like its fullest potential. This is a very fun deck to play. Okay, they're going to swing for 5, or, okay, 6, excuse me. We're not going to counter out of either one. We were going to take that gladly. Typically speaking, Red Green Trafalgar Law will take aggressively down to 2 life to turn on their Rad Beam. That's typically what they're trying to do, and that way they're getting more cards and options in their hand. They want to fill out the board and all that good stuff. They're going to play out a Sanji and Pudding here. They're going to use the effect, of course, of their leader, and then ramping a Dawn back, you know, going down 2 Dawn, but going back 1 Dawn thanks to the Sanji and Pudding. And I will say this, guys, that Eustace Captain Kid might be a very important card in this matchup, depending on what we see. Okay, so now it's our turn. They're passing it back after playing out the Nami and swinging. And I think we just have to poke them. That's the usual thing to do with this deck is poke, 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 be super annoying and just poke your opponent down. And then fill out the board and go about things that way. We're going to swing for 6 and a 6. This will take 1 card from hand. We still have 5 Dawn left here. Let's see what we choose to do with it. I'm trying to make sure I don't mess anything up here with the counting. We don't have a Cavendish, unfortunately, or a way to search Supernovas, so that's less than ideal, but I think we'll still be able to make do here. We're going to pull, so we play out the Zoro. We pull back the Otama, so we have a 2K counter in hand. Playing out a restand Law. We have nothing to restand. It can only restand Supernova targets, 5 cost or lower Supernova characters. So, hey, we're just going to pass here. They're going to go 3 into 3. I think we can just let this card go. Okay, well, I guess we should counter out of 1, so it will take a bigger hit off. So, hear me out, guys. Now, okay, now they're actually just going to let it stick on the board. We're completely okay with that. So we're not upset with that at all, guys. So I was hoping they would swing into the Sanji again with a 6K attack, because that would have cost a 2K from hand, whereas we saved it for just a 1K. We'll go 2 into 2. Let's see if he wants to save that card. He does not. And now we're going to swing 6 in. I think they should have gotten rid of my Sanji, but hey, I understand not doing it as well. But hey, that, you know, like I said, that was their choice, and that was fine with me. So it looks like we're going to play out the Otama. We're going to lower the power of the Rested Pudding here. But we have a lot of options. We have a lot of options to go over here. Let me make sure we're on 2x speed, guys, because we got a lot of games to get through today. Okay, yeah, we are. We're good. We're going to Otama here. We're going to swing 5 into 5, and I still have a lot of Dawn here. Let's see if he wants to save the card. He said, yeah. No, we're not even going to try to save that. So here we go. We're going to probably swing in with the Trafalgar Law for 6, because I don't think he wants to go for the board. I'm actually more concerned he's going to be able to take me out here, like you know, in the game, go lethal next turn. That's more of my concern currently. Okay, so we're going to pull back the Nami here probably. Yep, it's our only green character I'd really want to pull back. We'll play out the Zoro. We'll swing in for 6 more. And now we're probably going to play the Nami over the Otama and do some searching. Very nice. We were hoping for a blocker. And now we're at least in the game, okay? We needed a blocker there to be able to hide behind because he has 3 attacks on the board. But let me tell you right now, guys, if he has the Rush Luffy, we might be in trouble. If he has Rush Luffy, there it is. There's Rush Luffy. Let's see how he chooses to deal with this. Okay, he's going to swing for 6. Into the board, guys. He swings for 6 into the board. We're going to let that go. He's going to go 7 into, let's see, into... Guys, I'm just going to call it right now. He should have gone for lethal. It is what it is. I'm not trying to be too harsh towards our opponent here, but going for lethal was the correct play. Now, I think I should 2K counter out of this. He does not use the effect to stand it back up. He's going to swing for 6 more. We're going to block out of almost wherever it goes. Okay, unless it goes into the card that can draw us a card, we will take the card that draws us a card. Okay, here we go, guys. How are we going to get out of this? We've actually got a pretty decent play that we can do here. We've got a pretty decent play we can do here by using the Eustace Captain Kid, but let's see what we choose to do. I think we might just go for lethal. Going for lethal might be the play here. Okay, we swing for 6, so maybe not. Maybe we're not going for lethal. All right, so watch this. We're going to play this card out. We're just going to use that card without cheating anything out. But hear me out, guys. I think what we could have done there that would have been really cool is if we... So we play out okay, never mind. We would have been 1 Dawn short. I was going to say play out one of the cards from hand with the effect of the Eustace Kid and then do some other things there. So it wouldn't have quite worked out. We were 1 Dawn short. But we still have a blocker, we have a rad beam, we have a life, and now they have all these attacks that have to get through. Let's see what he does here. He's going to swing for 8. Is he going to use the character's effect to lose a life and stand it up? They're not going to use the effect of the Luffy, guys. Okay, well, we're just going to give them our whole hand here. They're going to swing for 8 more. Okay, here you go, man. I'm just going right down the line. I'm going to try to go for lethal next turn here. It's my only chance. Okay, sometimes that's what you have to do, and that's why, going back to the turn before, I think the green-purple Luffy player should have tried to go for lethal on the previous turn instead of go for my board, because if you give me time to set up, you're probably going to be in a lot of trouble, especially if I'm running Eustace Kid like this. Okay, he's going to swing for 10. I don't even want to give him the blocker. I probably should give him a rad beam, but hey, I guess we'll just go ahead and cash in on the blocker now and save the rad beam for next turn. And here we go. Now they can't swing with their leader. They left 1 Dawn active for Gum Gum Giant, and we're all in here, guys. We're all in. I don't think there's anything else we can do. We're going to swing for 9. That's going to force the Gum Gum Giant pretty much immediately if he has it, if he wants to use it. And if he doesn't use it, then I can just swing for 16 or 15 with my Trafalgar Law. So, yep, there goes that. He's going to have to use that and another card from hand. Okay, well, now I have to do 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 9. So that's 20,000. So swing 10, swing 10. Or I could try swing 9, swing 11. I think we're going to go, yeah, we're going to go swing 9, swing 11 in this situation, saying, hey, you either got it or you don't. And they did not have it, so we're swinging 9, so now we're swinging 11. He only had a 2K and a 1K, so I think, you know, he probably got the 2K from life. Good game to my opponent. That was a rough one. Okay, that was Red-Green Trafalgar Law. Very, very fun deck to play. I definitely recommend you guys give it a try if you have not already. That's one of the original, I believe that leader's all the way back from OP01. That was a very fun one. It was OP01 or OP02, I can't remember now. But now we got Shanks, guys. We got this is a more... modern leader at the time you're recording this video, but who knows, if you're listening to this video in the future, this might not be such a modern leader anymore. Maybe it gets replaced. We have no idea what's going to happen in the future. So we're playing into a purple Luffy. They're going to swing into us for 6. We're going to use leader effect and 1K counter out. We're going to play out a Usopp on curve here and then just slam into our opponent for 6. And yeah. Okay, leader effect. You can't swing in now. We'll go ahead and take this hit. That's fine. I don't want to dip. You typically don't want to dip below 5 cards in your hand. Okay, just as a general rule, you can. It's not like the end of the world or anything, but it's one of those situations where you typically don't want to do that. We're going to swing 7 into 6 here. We played out the Newgate, giving the Dawn to our Usopp, swinging 7 into 6 at the Zoro, -1 to the Sanji, or the Sangoro is his name, I think, technically, and then using the Edward Newgate to pop the 5,000 power lower character. They're going to go 6 into 6 here. We're just going to use our leader effect to get immediate value from it. And we're going to -1 on that one. They're going to swing in for 8 into 6. I think we should just let this go, but there is an argument to save the card as well, because we're going to be on 9 Dawn next turn. So we can do some tricks, okay, with the Usopp and the Rayleigh we have in hand. Honestly, looking back, guys, we probably should have aggressively countered out there. But hey, we still have the Usopp on the board. We still have the Newgate. We're going to be able to deal with most of their stuff here. We're going to go -3 or -3 to the Zoro, I think. As long as we do -2 to the Sangoro, I think we'll be fine. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I don't think we did that right. Either way, we ended up getting it done in the end. Yeah, I think what we could have done there, especially if we saved the Usopp, I think, guys, we should have saved the Usopp, just period. I'm just going to say it. If we saved the Usopp there, we could have done a lot more on the board, like -1,000 to the Sangoro, so he's a 5K, and then we could have used the... Rayleigh to -3 the standing Luffy Taro and -2 to to the Sangoro that we dropped down by 1 with the Usopp and pop that with, you know, we could have popped both, in other words, with the Newgate and the Rayleigh, and then swing everything into the board. So we did have a more optimal play we could have done there. They're going to swing 9 into 8. I think we're just going to give him a 2K counter here. Yeah, I do not want to lose my Edward Newgate if I can help it. They only have 7 Dawn left. Let's see what they choose to do here. Typically with 7 Dawn, other than Luffy Taro, they usually have a Sanji play. So let's see how aggressively they choose to do this. We still have our leader effect. Okay, so it looks like right here we're going to minus the 1 with the leader effect. We're going to 2K, 1K to get out of that. He only has 4 Dawn left for the turn. If he swings 9 into 8, we're going to 2K counter out of that as well. Okay, now he has his leader attack still. We're going to probably take this to refill our hand size a little bit. Seems good. We'll take that. Okay, we have to try to either go for game here or go for this board. Maybe not necessarily go for game, but like start eating this board up. We're going to go 10 into 8 here. Let's see what he wants to give me. He does want to save this card. We'll go 10 more into 8. Let's see if he wants to save that one. He does. Okay, wow. It's looking pretty good for my opponent now. Now we're going to swing 5 into 5. He'll probably take this just to refill his hand size. He does not. So I think he should have taken that and gone for the board even more aggressively this turn. Okay, swinging 8's not going to do it. I see what he's trying to do here, guys. He's trying to play out a 9 or 10 cost character here to swing into my board. So we're going to counter out of everything. There's his 9 cost Luffy coming down, 10 into 8. We're going to aggressively counter out. He doesn't want to swing into me with his leader. Now we're actually probably going to go for game, right? Okay, he catches wind of that. He's like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and counter out of that aggressively then if we can. He does. But we actually, now we can go for the board. Now 10 into 8. Okay, we'll go 12 into 10. And then we'll go 8 into 8. Let's see if he has a counter. He does. That's fine. But we have 3 life. We have 3 bodies. We're feeling pretty good about this situation. We're feeling pretty good about this situation. And for those who might be wondering, like, should he have countered out of the first attack? I think he probably should have, because then I do just still go for game since he gave me 1 attack through for 9K. Okay, he does clean up my board a little bit, but now we're slamming down to Rayleigh. -3 there. We're going to go ahead and swing for 7 into 5. That card's gone. 8 into face. Or actually, maybe we don't. Maybe we just go for lethal this turn. I don't want to turn any character sideways, so I can go for lethal this turn. He swings in for 5. We take it so we can draw a card. He plays out. Okay, so he's got a blocker. We're going to swing for 5. He chooses to take that. Interesting. Now we can actually just swing 8, swing 8. It's going to take both cards. Or swing 8, swing 9. And he has to give us his blocker here. So that's pretty good for us. I think we should swing 9. Yeah, we should absolutely swing 9 here. He has to give us the blocker. And now we're going to play out the Usopp. We'll go plus 1,000 to our leader. And we're just going to sit on this hand right here. There's pretty much no way he can win in this situation, even if he has a 9-cost rush card. We can just 1K counter out of his leader attack, right? Or even if he had a 6K attack with the leader, we actually have Ace, and we have a 0-cost 3K Bad Manners Kick course to get out of whatever it is. And we do have 2 life still, of course. He's going to play out the Sanji, tapping down our board here. Yep, he's decided he's going to go for game here. I think I should just take, and counter out of the final attack. He's going to swing for 7. Now he can only swing for 8 with the Bentham, but I'm just going to counter out of that, and that's going to be game. Good game to my opponent. Okay, next game, we got a game versus Red-Green Smoker. Okay, a lot of people are starting to move over to Red-Green Smoker these days, right? It's a really cool leader, and now that Black has been really nerfed in the format by losing Gecko, Moria, and Ice Age, Red-Green Smoker is not exactly a bad call. I would say Red-Green Smoker is not exactly a bad call. Okay, so they're going to swing 6 into 5 here, play out the Tashigi. I think we ended up taking that. I wasn't paying attention because I saw the Tashigi come down. But now we're going to swing 6 into 5 as well. We're going to play out the Lucky Roo. Lucky Roo is very strong in this situation. Does he want to do anything? Does he want to attack? Because I'll get rid of that Tashigi right now, guys, if I have to. Okay, yeah, we're going to block and get rid of Tashigi immediately. He plays out the Rosinante. Here's the problem with playing out the Rosinante here. Well, first of all, I'm just going to get rid of it. But I was going to say the real problem is if I could get rid of the Smoker, I would have been able to do it anyway because Rosinante can only save your your rested characters. Okay, they play out a Rayleigh, -3 to my Newgate. That card is probably gone. We'll minus into a 2K to at least force the Smoker to attack into it now. And we can actually save that too, guys. We'll 0-cost 3K and 1K out. So that way, it was, number one, it was, they wouldn't banish our life or anything like that. But hey, we actually were able to save it just straight up. -3, -2. We're going to do, actually, we probably should have done the other way around. But hey, we'll go 6 into 6. They can probably save this now. That was unfortunate. I really wanted the Rayleigh off the board, but the Smoker was probably the better target. They were both 8,000 power because of the Red-Green Smoker's effect. I should have done that the other way around. That was definitely a play mistake. That was not as optimal as it could have been. Okay, they're going to play out Hody Jones here, guys. They're swinging for 5 with Okay, I don't know why we took that, guys. I have no idea why we took that. I guess to save this character on the board here. That had to have been my reasoning. My logic there had to have been to save my board. Yep, see this, guys? We had done the math on that. Now, I expected them to swing for a little bit more where I might have still lost it, but hey, now we can aggressively attack into them. Okay, they take a 9K. Well, now we're going to go for 9 more, and that's going to be game. All they had in hand was a 2K and a Gum pistol Red Hawk, or whatever it's called, and we were just going to swing everything in on the leader. Good game. That Hody Jones is very dangerous to use because it can make your life go down very quickly, and then you might not be able to survive the crackback. Okay, now we got a game versus Usopp, guys. Red Shanks versus Blue Black Usopp. Volume is off. Speed is on 2x. The whole time that volume was not off, though. That's funny. I guess I do try to record these without any sound on OBS, but yeah. Okay, they did get a stage on turn 1, which is pretty good. They take that every time. They're going to play out the Rebecca to do a search here. Let's see what they choose to do with the remaining 2 Dawn. Play out the Leo. Okay, they're going to cycle through some cards here. They're going to swing 6 at leader. We'll go ahead and take that. Yep. We will go ahead and take that one. Guys, I take very aggressively a lot of times. Shanks is not usually one to do that. However, against Blue-Black Usopp, you might have to be, you might be able to take your chances there. But here's the thing. Against any blue deck running Pudding, you have to be very careful with that as well. They took very aggressively as well, guys. Interesting. Now, notice this version of Shanks we're running. This version of Shanks does run the Monkey D. Luffy and the Zoro, okay? We only had 3 games of Shanks and 3 games of Marco today. I thought it was only Marco we had 3 games of. This is like kind of like bonus content here with a much more aggressive version of Shanks. I'm not saying this is a better version. I actually like the more controlling removal-based version of Shanks better. But hey, this is still a version some people are messing with. I think some people are even messing around with a Zero version, like a Zoo version of Shanks as well. You guys tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section below as well. Okay, so we aggressively took the hits there. They're going to be able to swing into my Luffy with their 7-cost Luffy. They're going to swing 5 into here. Again, guys, I don't want to use my leader effect until now to save this character. I should have, okay, it didn't matter. I could just 2K counter out. So never mind. I think I should have used the leader effect there against the Usopp. I had to be very careful, though, about losing my Luffy. All right, so we're going to go and play out the Rayleigh here, get rid of some of the cards on the board. We'll go 5 into that. We'll swing 7 into 4. So we did 5 into 4, 7 into 4. That card's gone. Now we have full board control, and we have some more rush in hand, guys. We got some more threats in hand coming down. Okay, they're going to go 8 into 6. Very annoying. We'll -1 and 2K to get out of this. They still have an 8K attack here. We'll probably just 0-cost 3K, guys. I'm trying to save my board as much as possible. That's another reason why I do like to kind of take hits a little more aggressively earlier on, so that way I can actually defend my board super, super aggressively, because it's kind of all that matters a lot of times. Guys, we're about to swing 7, 7, 8, I think. We might go 7, 6, 8 or something like that. Yeah, 7, 7, 8. I like that. And now they're down to 1 life, and our board is gross, and we have a blocker, or excuse me, we have a rush card in hand. They do play out a blocker. Playing out a blocker is very intelligent in this situation. They'll go 9 into that. We're getting out of it. They're not getting anything, guys. We're not giving them anything their way. Are they going to attack in with the blocker? I seriously doubt it. They are going to attack with the blocker, but it's just to give the game up, because now we were just going to swing 9, and then probably 9 more with the Luffy and 7 with leader, something like that. Good game to my opponent. Okay, that was the games of Shanks. We had 3 fun ones there. Next up, we got a game versus, we have a game of Red Blue Marco versus Green Black Issho. A little bit of an off-meta matchup here, a little bit of an off-meta square off here. And this is running a pretty interesting list, guys. We got some Red Blue Marco Revo Army. This is something I was really enjoying playing for a while. And this, I'm using some pretty big removal as well with the 7-cost Newgate and the 8-cost Rayleigh. Okay, we're going to swing 5, and we're going to slam down Emporio Ivankov on curve. We can get this new Sabo out. So it's a 4-cost, 5,000 power, 2K counter. We can rest it to buff one of our characters for the turn as well by 2,000. They're going to swing for 6 here. They have 5 Dawn left for the turn. Let's see what they do. They play out Trafalgar Law, so now I have to trash a card from hand. That was pretty good. We're going to get rid of the Kuma there, because that's the least relevant card for us. We're going to play out the 7-cost Newgate on curve, -1 to the Trafalgar Law. Minus 2,000 to the Trafalgar Law with our leader effect, fixing our hand. We're going to swing for 5, swing for 6, swing for 6. And guys, this board's actually kind of nasty. This board's actually kind of gross. Okay, they're going to swing in for 5. We're probably just going to take that. Yeah, they'll play out the Kuzan here. They're going to Electrical Luna, guys. They use Electrical Luna. Seems really, really good. That's actually super annoying for us. And we cannot remove this Kuzan from the board. Okay, let's see what we choose to do here. We're gonna put a card on top of our deck. We'll -2 to the Kuzan, even though we can't do anything with it, because again, we can't remove that card. We'll use the pudding, excuse me, we'll use the Ivankov to just straight up draw a card with our leader effect here. And now we're probably just gonna knock our opponent down. No, we'll play out the Bello Betty. We'll do some searching. A 2K counter would have been nice there, but that's okay. We're gonna swing in for 10. We'll swing 10 into 5 here. I have a completely full board. They have 6 cards in hand. They have 1 card in life. They're swinging 5 at my life. Here's a 1K counter. Okay, now here's a 2K counter. They're going to play out a Sabo. And what are they going to do next? They're going to draw 2 trash 2 with the Sabo, of course. And now what? They have 5 Dawn remaining. What do they want to do with this? Maybe play out a 4-cost blocker and stand up their Kuzan end of turn? Okay, they can only afford the double blocker, which I think is fine anyway, because it kind of entices me to attack into the board. But at the same time, guys, I might just go all in here. Like, we might just go all in this situation here. We're going to go -3, -2 to these Sabos here. We're going to attach a Dawn to the leader, and then we are going to set our top card here. Let's see what we choose to do. We'll put another card, just get it out of the way. So their entire board has been nerfed here. We're going to go 5 into 3, drawing a card. We're going to go 5 into face. This is just going to be everything at face here. They're probably going to try to counter out of all of this and then try to take me out on the crackback. Okay, I don't think they're going to be able to now. Now they only have 2 attacks, and one of their Sabos is only 2,000 power, or 3,000 power. I can't do math. 4,000 power. Okay, they're going to swing it for 5. We're just going to counter out of that. Excuse me. They're going to hit us with a negative hollow. They're going to swing in for 5 more. We're going to counter out of that. We have pretty much all counter power in hand. And then they had Hody Jones. Okay, so that almost got scary there. Now, our next card was a Fire Fist. GG to my opponent. We were going to be able to shut off an attack if they had any more attacks coming in with the Fire Fist. Excuse me. Good game to my opponent there, but they were in a rough position with our board looking that full. Okay, next up we have a game of Red Blue Marco versus Red Green Smoker. Okay, volume is off, speed's on 2x, and here we go. Guys, I'm really in love with this version of Marco, where it is like this Revo Army power-based removal hybrid deck. I think it has a lot of potential, and I wish more than anything that we had a Red-Blue Revo Army leader that would allow us to use our 2K counter koalas for their on-play effect. Okay, so what happened here? They're going to play out the Sanji on curve. They swing for 5. We take it aggressively, as usual. That's what I always do, right, guys? We're going to go ahead and pop the Sanji with the Kuma and the leader effect here. We're going to swing in for 7. They're down to 3. They have a lot of cards in hand, but here we go. We probably should have swung for 7 first, technically, guys, and then gotten rid of the card, gotten rid of the Sanji, but that's okay. They took it regardless. We'll take that. They swing for 6 in here. We're going to go ahead and counter out because they're starting to have, now that they have Smoker on the board, we have to be pretty careful. They're going to play out Rosinante. Now, Rosinante is not very good against Marco because I can get rid of their cards in a bunch of different ways. Okay, so it looks like we're going to attach a Dawn to the leader. Let's see what we have access to here. See if we want to go top or bottom with this. I think we put that on the top. We're going to -2 there. We're going to play out a Fire Fist. It looks like, no. We're going to play out the Imperial Ivankov. We're going to play out the Pudding to the board. We can just pull that back. We're going to pop their blocker. We're going to attack in for 6. And then I think we're just going to pull the Pudding back to hand with the Pudding's effect. That it has a activate main to pull it back to hand. And then we're going to pass the turn. It would not be great if we took a hit here with Banish from the Smoker, but at the same time, we can deal with that, right? It hurts. Yep, we're going to take that. That was a nice card, too, to get rid of in this deck. That Sabo is actually very good in this deck. We're down to 2 life. We're in a very good position now to start battling back for the board. These Fire Fists are now active, right? So Fire Fist can only do, so the main can do -4,000 power for the turn. But if you have 2 or less life, you can KO a character with 0 power or less, right? So we actually have some options here. Let's see what we choose to do. We're going to -2,000 to the, probably to the Smoker. Yeah, we'll go -2 to the Smoker. That's now a 6,000 power character. We're going to -4 to it, and then we're going to attack in for 2. Let's see what they choose to give us here. We have a bunch of attacks for 2. I think it should be countering out of one of these because we still have a 4K and a 6K attack. Okay, yeah, that was right. So now we're going to swing 4 into it and draw a card. He's going to block out. Seems good. Now we're probably going to swing 6 into 2. Can he save that? No way. That would have been insane if he could have. We're going to slam down Imperial Ivankov, which is going to pull out a Bello Betty. We do a top search. We grab a 2K counter. We're in a very good position. They swing 2 into 2. That's very nice. They're fighting back now. But again, guys, we have another Fire Fist in hand. So we have a lot of things we can pull off here. They're not going to want to swing with those choppers. Okay, they used a Gum Gum Mole Gun there to pop our Imperial Ivankov. That was less than ideal. You know, we're not a big fan of that. That was definitely not ideal. Okay, we have 2 life left. Let's see what we choose to do here. We're going to use our leader effect first off to see what we can get to. We might bottom deck something at this point, but I think that 6 cost Sabo in our hand is going to come in very, very handy in this situation. We'll see what happens. We're going to bottom deck the 2K counter Sabo here. It looks like we're going to go minus 2,000 there. So now that is a 0 power. That is a 0 power Rosinante. And now we're going to go minus 4 on the Smoker, which is now a 4,000 power Smoker. Okay, and now we're going to be able to get rid of that with the Sabo if we need to. We're going to go 4 into 3 here. They give us a blocker. Okay, all right. I think we should just slam this card down and get it over with. Maybe we'll go 3 into Belobet. Yeah, into Virgo. He counters out. Okay, and now we're going to swing 6 more into it. Let's see what he does. He blocks. Very good. Now we're going to pop the Smoker, and that's all we could hit, unfortunately, because of that buff from the leader Smoker. Seems good. They're going to go 2 into 2. That thing's probably yours. Yeah, we'll let that thing go. And they're still clawing back into this game. But I think as the game goes on longer and longer, we're just going to get stronger and stronger with the cards we have in hand here. They really need to get rid of that Emporio Ivankov. That was very smart. 9 into 4. I'm considering saving it, guys. I'm actually considering saving that card. We do let it go. We have another one in hand. Okay, so we shouldn't technically save it in this situation here. Okay, let's see what we choose to do. We still can do our leader effect, or we could just get extremely aggressive here. We have a lot of counter power in hand. We actually have quite a bit of counter power in hand. We have a blocker. We're going to go 7 into 5 to start this attack off. Does he want to give me a chopper on a 1K? He does not. He does not want to save, excuse me, he does not want to use up one of his choppers here, which we're okay with. You know, that's a good thing for us. So we're going to use the effect of our Marco here. Let's see what we end up doing. So we're looking for a card here. We're going to put a card back on the, I think we put a card to the bottom of the deck there. We're going to -2 to the Sanji. And now we're going to swing 7, swing 9. We're going to pop the Sanji. And again, we're just demolishing their board turn by turn, guys. We're just turn by turn. We're taking their board out. They finally get a Eustace Kid. Seems good. But will it be enough at this point in the game? They don't have a blocker. Excuse me, they do have a blocker, actually. But remember, guys, Red Blue Marco can subtract the power of a character with the leader effect. So whatever he's going to try to do here, we're just going to reduce the power of the Eustace Kid. And now he's going to be a 6,000 power character to try to survive these attacks. Okay, we'll put that card there, -2,000 to him. And okay, 8 into 6. That's the first attack we're giving this guy, is an 8 into 6. He does have a Rad Beam. We're going to play out a Dragon. We're going 8 into 6 more. This guy might be done. Good game. He did not have enough to get out of that. It was going to be swing 8, which was going to take both cards out of his hand, and then swing 9, which would have taken the blocker, swing 9 more, and now what does he do? We have 7K in hand. Good game to our opponent. Marco's actually going to be probably very good into Red-Green Smoker moving forward, guys. Make sure to keep that in mind if Red-Green Smoker starts popping off. Okay, volume's off, speed's on 2x. We got a game here against Vegapunk. We're still on Marco. This is the last game we have of Marco. Then we're going to move over to Blue-Black Usopp, okay? Guys, Marco, like I said, if this was just a Revo Army leader, I would be so... I would probably be absolutely in love with this deck if it was Revo Army, so I could use my cards that require Revo Army, like the Karasu and like Koala, where some of their effects require you to have a Revo Army leader for it to happen. Okay, they're going to go 8 into 5 here with the Atlas, and then they're going to play out the Luffy, popping our Ivankov. That was a very good play. That was a very smart play. But now in this situation here, we're going to swing 5 into face, and I think we're just going to slam down an Emporio Ivankov. I think we're just going to try to keep the tempo going. We want to fill out the board. We do get a Lindbergh from the Ivankov, which is one of the better targets you can get. That's one of the better targets you can get with the Ivankov. Okay, they only have 1 attack I have to worry about this turn, so I'm actually... You know, we're actually just kind of chilling right now, right? We're not too upset about this. We don't really care we don't care about their board this turn, and we're setting up for next turn anyway. Okay, they have a Nami here. They're going to trash a card from hand, getting rid of our Lindbergh. That was a very good play. Let me rest assured, guys, that was a very good play by my opponent. We're going to go ahead and take this hit from the Atlas to go down to 2 life. Now our Rad Beams and Fire Fist and things like that are active. I don't think I'm running Rad Beam in this list, but our Fire Fist is now active. Okay, so we can attach a Dawn here. Now, our opponent is at 2 life, guys. Our opponent is at 2 life, and so are we. We can actually take this Atlas out very easily now. Okay, we'll go 6 into 4 to start this turn off. Does he want to save this? I seriously doubt it. Yeah, that would not have been the right play in my personal opinion. But now we can set up whatever we want to. We're going to, we have 6 Dawn left. We're going to play out the Emporio Ivankov, grabbing the pudding back to hand, playing out the Bello Betty, searching up a 2K counter. Unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to a Rayleigh there, but that's okay. That is okay. We are going to attack in and let him play this Shaka out. We're actually fine with that. We have 2 Dawn as active. He doesn't know what we're running. We could have like a Fire Fist for all he knows, or excuse me, a Red Hawk. You know, he has no idea what we have in our deck. So we could have a Red Hawk here. We could have double Rad Beam. Okay, swinging 5 in the face is a good test, but we're just going to counter out of that very, very easily. Okay, with a 1K counter. Do they want to swing with Shaka? Oh, they might want to swing with Ace. That seems pretty good. Where are they going to swing, though? Going for the board is the right play here, but we're going to save it. They swing 9 into 6, 2K, 2K. That's ours now. And remember what our leader does, guys. There is no better leader in the game, honestly, that battles board like Red Blue Marco. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 that are as good, right? But I would argue there's not a better leader that battles for the board than Marco. Again, there might be one as good, but not better. Okay, let's see what he wants to do here. I think we might go 5 into 5 to start this turn off and draw a card. Yep, that Ivankov goes a long way. In fact, I would say Ivankov, Emporio Ivankov, most versions of the card go a long way in whatever deck they're in. Okay, he's going to block and 2K. That was pretty aggressive. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty aggressive there, guys. We might have to do things a little bit differently now. I think we need to go 7 into the ace here, and then I think we need to get rid of that. Let's see if he has a 2K. That was pretty greedy, but now we're going to try to get rid of their entire board. We're going to -6 to the Shanks and not use, we don't have anything to KO. Now we're going to go 2 into 2. Now, Fire Fist into the Nami. That thing's a 1K. We'll swing 2 into 1, and we're going to be able to... Okay, we'll just pass on that. Excuse me. We're just going to pass with 2 Dawn active, just like last turn. So now that we've done it 2 turns in a row, having 2 Dawn as active, our opponent probably thinks we have something actually in our hand that can battle back. But in this situation here, guys, remember, Vegapunk cannot attack into characters. Okay, he cannot attack, period, right? Vegapunk cannot attack at all. So in this situation right here, hey, we're in a pretty good spot. Okay, now that was pretty good with the S-Snake there. The S-Snake is going to make it where we cannot attack in with our Ivankov this turn, but I think they should have done it on the other Ivankov. I think they chose the wrong Ivankov that cannot attack. We're going to swing it for 5. We played out a Sabo. Now if they play out a card from their hand, or from their trash to get rid of one of our characters, it won't do anything because we have Sabo on the board. They're probably going to grab back a Searcher or some type of card draw. You know, some type of blocker or a Searcher, card draw, something like that, utility. They get back Shaka. That seems pretty good here. I think we are going to stay aggressive. I think we should swing for 6 first, guys. Hear me out. I think we should actually swing for 6 first instead of doing what we just did right there, unless we're going to give -2,000 power to S-Snake. See, yeah, because I think we should have swung for 6 first so he can play the Frankie out to get that effect, and then we can move things around with our leader in Fire Fist and just get rid of whatever we need to. So now we can just pass the turn back, honestly. Look at this, guys. We're still leaving 2 Dawn active like we have something for 2 Dawn. It just ends up being that way. I'm not even trying to bluff that crazy. But yeah, here we go. They're going to play out. They did get a Lilith from their top card. That's pretty good. They tried to KO our character. We used the Sabo effect to save the card to hand. Okay, we're definitely 2K countering out of that. We're not letting them have that Ivankov for free. They're not getting the Ivankov for free. Okay, now we get to keep battling for the board. Seems good. And that's what this deck does, guys. Okay, you have one character that's sideways. Now I can go every single attack into that body. Or we could go for game, but I don't think we should. We'll go 5 into that. Really nice card to get off the top there, guys. We got a Edward Newgate off the top with that attack. Now we can play him out, attach a Dawn to leader, -2 to the Shaka, and go about things that way. We're going to swing for 6. This is fine. This is fine. Don't worry, guys. We're going to play out the Edward Newgate. Yep. Attach a Dawn to our Marco for free. We'll do the leader effect here. I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want to do this, because I can probably do minus in other ways and maybe try to go for the board. I think, so hear me out. I think what I should have done here was -2 to the Shaka and then swing for 6 with the leader. But we passed the turn. We're just leaving 2 Dawn active at all times. I guess that was just, it's almost like we're playing with the 2 Dawn handicap this game, and it's still working out just fine. I don't know why we're doing this bluff, guys, but I think we've done like 3 or 4 turns in a row now. How funny is that? Okay, 7 into 4. We're going to let that card go finally. That Ivankov got a lot of mileage. All the cards that it drew, and then it ate like how many? It ate like 1 or 2 attacks, and then, yeah, then it finally ate that one, and Ivankov gets a lot of mileage, guys, in this deck. We'll go 6 and a 5. Does he want to save this? He has 1 card in hand. The answer is absolutely not. Yeah, that would have been the wrong call every single time. And now we're kind of just slow. We're not slow playing this game, but we're trying to get what we need on the board to really make this work. Right here, I think I should have played out the 4-call Sabo first. Playing out the 4-call Sabo first would have allowed me to protect the Ivankov. They're going to use the Please Save Me. Let's see what they choose to do. They'll probably play out like the 5-call Nami or something. Oh, okay, so they go with Lilith. That was fine for us. But they are going to get to search from that. Very nice. And now we can fill out the board a little bit and go about things this way. We're going to all right, so we're going to use our leader effect here. We can do minus 2,000 power to a character. I think the Shaka is the way to go here. Minus 2 to Shaka. Now we can play out the Fire Fist, popping that card, play out the Imperial Ivankov, getting the Pudding, pulling it back to hand, playing out the Sabo, and now our board is clear. Now, finally, next turn we can try to go for lethal. We've really stabilized the board here, I think, and next turn I think we can go for lethal. Okay, I say that. They try to get rid of our character again. We pull back the Sabo. They should have KO'd the Sabo, but oh well. They finally get their egghead stage. Now they can start standing things up after the attack. We're going to save that card every time. They're going to gain a card to life. Man, that is annoying. They keep getting these cards to life. They keep pulling things back from their trash. That Please Save Me card, this is their 4th one. I think it's called I Request Our Help is the technical name for it. We're going to swing for 5. This will go through for sure because they don't have any cards in hand. We might be going for lethal here, guys. Let's see what they choose to get. They get a Shaka. Now, I think we can get through this card no matter what. Yes, swing for 6. Swing for 7 is what we should do here. Yeah, attach 2 to the leader. Yeah, or swing for 8. That works too. This will be the blocker, and then the dragon will get through. Good game. That was a crazy one. That was a long game. Okay, now, next game we have is against, we have a game of Usopp. Blue-Black Usopp versus Red-Black Koby. Okay? So now we got 5 games of Blue-Black, 4 games of Blue-Black Usopp. Here we go. They're going to start off with that new Navy Searcher. It's kind of like the Blackbeard Searcher. It's kind of like the, there's a Blackbeard Searcher like that. And quite a few of the cards that search within black can do that, where they do this. They draw 1 card of the type they're looking for, and then they trash the other cards that they did not get to hand. So that's really good for Koby filling up the trash. They're going to swing in for 5 there. We're just going to block with the Bartolomeo and cash in on that right away, draw a card, cycle through our deck faster. We're going to swing for 5 at face. Let's see if he wants to counter out because he took the first hit. Okay, he does counter out. We're going to play out the Frankie. And now we're just kind of in like this value loop, right, with these blockers. Blue-Black Usopp with Frankie, Bartolomeo, and Idio are absolutely incredible. So right here we have to be careful. Right here we have to be careful. We're going to play out the effect here to draw a card with all that. You know, so we drew a card with the leader after blocking. They swing in with the Koby, and now they can buff their character. That Kuzan is a problem. I'm probably going to do whatever I can this turn to get rid of it. Let's see what we choose to do. I think we should go 7 and 7 into it. Yep. So we go 7 into it at first with the Cavendish, and now we'll draw 2, trash 1. And then I think we need to do 7 more into it with the Usopp. Okay, they let it go. They did let it go. So now we can play out the Leo and fix our hand a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to probably just trash the Idio with the effect of Leo, and then we're going to pass turn. We can't swing 6 into 7 and won't do anything. They play out the Koby. That's very unfortunate. That's very, very unfortunate. They swing in with Koby, 7 into 6. We can save this, guys, and we do have 3 2Ks to save this. Okay, but then they buffed that card. I did not see that coming. I didn't think they were going to use it that early on. It was a good play, and now they're going to swing 7 into face. We'll take it. But now the ball is back in our court, right? We're going to play out the Leo here. We're looking for Rebecca. We found one. We're going to grab the Rebecca and the Cavendish. A 2K counter would have been decent there as well. But hey, the Rebecca's pretty good here. We trash the Kairos because we are not getting through on this board here. It's not happening. They have too many cards in their trash. We're not going to be able to get rid of the cards on the board. We'll go 5 into 4 here. They give us a 2K counter. Very nice. We'll play out the Rebecca, playing out the Luffy. And now we are going to go for this board to the best of our ability. Here's a 4 into 4. That's annoying for them, right? Now we go 7 into 4. There's no way they save this, right? 7 into 4. That card's gone. Now we're going to stand up the card here. I'm going to pull everything back except my blockers that I can pull back with the Frankie or Gekka Mori in this situation. We'll go 8 into 7. Nice. We got pretty lucky there. Their board is clear. Now they're swinging in with the Koby. What are they going to go for? Maybe the Cavendish? Yeah, that was probably the right call, was Cavendish. They're going to buff their leader. I can 2K to get out of this, But hey, we're just going to let it go because I want to be able to get out of this attack into something else potentially if he had tried to go for my Luffy or something else. I think the Luffy is a little more important in this situation. We're going to 2k, 1k to get out of that 7k attack there. We're going to slam down the Gecko Moria. Hey, this is going to be gone very soon, right, guys? Gecko Moria is going to be gone very soon, unfortunately, at the time you're recording this. We're going to swing 6 into 9 just to do a draw 2 trash 1, and now we're probably going to go 6 or 7 into face, and that's going to be our turn. They might take this, guys. Remember, they let the Helmeppo go last turn. Okay, they are able to get out of that. That was a good card to be able to, that was a good attack to be able to get out of. They're going to play out Peacock here. They're going to play out Helmeppo. They're going to play out Koby from the Helmeppo, buffing the Koby by 1. They're going to go 9 into 7, and they still have a lot of other attacks. We're going to let that go and draw a card from it. Very nice. We did get a Cavendish. We're not upset with that, right? We're not too upset with that. They're going to go 8 into 6 here. We're going to take that. We're going to let it go. And they're going to go 9 into 5. We'll probably even let this go. Because they still have a 7k attack or 8k attack with their leader. Goodness gracious, guys. They're coming in pretty crazy. Okay, so it's 2 into 2. We're going to actually get out of that. Because now he has to go 8 into it. Or we'll take this, or we'll counter out of this hit. And now we have a blocker for next turn. Okay, what are we going to do now, guys? We'll have to see. This is a tough spot to be in for us. We are definitely in a tough spot. But we're going to go 4 into 2. We're going to go 4 into 2, take that card out. We'll probably go 9 into 7 maybe, or we could go 11 into 9. He does have a Dawn active. I think we should just go 9 into 7. Yeah, I like 9 into 7 here. And then we can just maybe ignore the Koby and say, hey, all right, you have one good card. Okay, no, we're going to go 11 into 9. He has one Dawn active. He does have a 2K, 1K. Remember, he had to use a 2K and a 1K there. The Radical Beam was only 2K because he has 3 life. He should have taken life a little bit more aggressively earlier on down to 2. But now he has 0 cards in hand. He's going to be able to attack in. Now my Idio cannot block for the rest of the turn. We'll let that card go. We draw a card. And now he has 5 Dawn left. What is he going to do with this? I have 2 blockers. Well, actually, excuse me. I really only have 1 blocker, unfortunately, because of that Prince Gruss's effect. Okay, we're blocking that every single time. So he's going to swing in. We're going to go ahead and block. He's using the effect of his leader, or excuse me, of the Koby. And now he's going to swing for 6. We'll probably just take this. Yeah, we'll just take that. That's fine. And now at this point, we're going for the board. He has no cards in hand. That card's gone. That card's gone. We are going to play out a Leo. We're going to start grabbing some cards we need from hand. A Sabo and a blocker seems good. We'll trash the stage there. I probably should have played out another Leo, to be honest, guys, and fixed my hand even further, getting rid of the other Corta Coliseum. We'll swing for 6. Here you go, bud. You get to draw a card. Seems good. We're going to let him draw a card this turn. And now what is he going to do, though? We have a 9K, a 9K, 3 blockers on the board, 1 life, 6 cards in hand. He doesn't know what they are. He knows we fixed our hand quite a bit, though. Yeah, in this situation right here, I'd probably just give up. Excuse me. In this situation here, I think you just kind of concede. Because next turn, I'm going to swing 9, swing 11, swing 13, right? And that's just, he literally can't counter out of it. I mean, maybe if he leaves Dawn active for some rad beams or something like that, he might be able to get out of it. Let me make sure we're on 2x speed. I think my opponent's just kind of doing the math right now for himself. And yeah, the game's over. But definitely a good game to my opponent here. Yeah, so they're going to swing for 10. It's going to be a blocker literally no matter what. And okay, and then they're going to play a blocker. Interesting. So they're probably considering if they should -9 to 1 or minus was it 4 to 6,000 power? Something I can't remember. It's either -4 or -6,000 power with the doll, and then they could have attacked into it, but we had too many blockers. We could have saved it. 9 into 5 here. Now we're going everything in on the Frank, and I'm saying you don't have it, and he does not have it. Good game to my opponent. That was a fun one there. That was a good one. Okay, next up we have another game of Blue-Black Usopp, this time against Purple-Yellow Pudding. Volume's off, speed's on 2x, and here we go, guys. Here we go. Blue-Black Usopp is actually a leader I'm really fond of. I think it's going to be very strong, especially with the direction they're trying. I think they're trying to push Black into a different direction. At the time you're recording this video, after seeing the bans and stuff like that, the new updates coming out, and and some of the new cards coming out, I think they're trying to push Black into a slightly different direction, where it's not as insane with the removal, and it's more about using the trash, using ways to increase your cost to save your characters from removal and things like that, but still having a little bit of removal built in as well. I'm not saying, I don't know if that's for sure what they're doing. That seems like what they're doing from what I've seen, if that made sense. Okay, we're going to go 6 into 3 here. And I seriously doubt they're going to save that card. They are not. We're going to go 6 in the face here. And this should get a 2K counter from hand. Actually, if they take this, they'll be able to ramp to 8 next turn. But they probably can already do that with what's in their hand. They took the hit anyway. They took the hit either way. They're going to play out Katakuri. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I do think that black is going into a slightly different direction. I think the removal was becoming too powerful, and I think that's why they got rid of Ice Age. I think that was one of the main reasons they got rid of that card. But Gecko Moria was also a little bit too powerful, pulling things from the trash, being able to, letting you use much more recursion to KO stuff from your trash with characters that have removal built in. So getting rid of both those cards, I feel like they're taking black into a slightly different direction, but it's still going to have removal, of course, built in. Or maybe just trying to tune it down a little bit. Maybe that's more like what it is. Okay, we're going to play out the Kairos, just bouncing their 5-cost play back to hand from last turn. That does not feel good for my opponent, because they just invested 5 Dawn last turn to have a blocker body, but now they don't get it. So now we're going to swing for 5. We're going to swing for 6 to do a draw 2 trash 1. Looks like we're going to get rid of the other Kairos. I don't think that's too bad. Getting rid of Kairos is pretty good here. Next turn, I'm hoping I'll be able to find a... hopefully I can use the Leo to search up a Rebecca and play out both the Frankie and the Monkey D. Luffy, or the Sabo and the Monkey D. Luffy. Okay, they're going to play out Katakuri. Seems pretty good. Seems really good. They're going to go 6 into 6. I think we're going to counter out of this. I'd probably give him a 2K counter here. Yep, give him a 2K. That's fine. Just save the character. That's all that matters. Okay, we have 2 Leos. We have 9 Dawn. I think we should actually search for a Rebecca. We're going to start off with a 7K hit here and see if he wants to turn that Katakuri sideways, because we can also just bash into this Katakuri if we need to. Okay, they choose not to take it, or they choose not to take the bait, I should say. We're going to play out the Leo. Never lucky, no Rebecca. I'm just kidding, it's all good. Yeah, we did not have a Rebecca there. We're going to have to send that back. So now what are we going to do? Maybe just play out the Katakuri. We'll have to see. I mean, play out the Luffy. We'll have to see. We'll swing for 5. This should just get a 1K counter here, but then we can smash him with the Kairos and maybe even force him to use the Katakuri. So there was an idea there. Okay, he didn't even use a 2K counter, guys. So there was an idea there that we could have just gone like everything on the Kairos, but I'm glad we didn't, because he had nothing. He had absolutely nothing. He plays out of Charlotte Linland. That's not going to help him in this situation, guys. The board is too strong for me. He's going to swing in. We might counter out. Okay, probably the Leo. Yeah, we don't need a Rebecca now, right? Our board's completely stacked. We're going to swing for 7, 9, whatever's left on leader, or swing multiple times with Luffy. Yeah, I mean, good game to my opponent there. Their hand was completely bricked. Good game to them. It happens. That's what happens when you have a lot of cards in the deck that are that don't have counters. It happens. Okay, speeds on 2x. We got a game of Usopp versus Luffy. Blue-black Usopp versus blue-purple Luffy. How does Usopp do against Luffy? I don't know. It's I think it's up in the air. I don't think anything is easy against Luffy, right? I think Luffy's going to be hard against every single matchup, but I think some decks will be more favored into it than others. Okay, we're going to swing in for 7 here with the Usopp, with the leader. We don't really have any other play, unfortunately. I don't want to develop a Bartolomeo there because we needed to develop the Court of Coliseum instead. Okay, they're going to play out the Zoro now and swing for 7. We're going to take that. We're not countering out this early. We need to get more cards in hand. We're going to play out the Zoro, getting rid of their way to ramp and swing for 6. This is working out pretty well for us right now. Getting to swing in for 6 early on every single turn against blue-purple Luffy is a big deal. Keep their hand size low, start taking life away and things like that. They're going to swing for 6. We'll 2K out. They're going to play. They played out the Sanji. That's pretty good right now. Okay, 6 into 6. They have to give us a response to that. We'll go 6 more into 6. We're just eating their hand up. That was a 2K counter there. Looks like we're going to play out a Rebecca, get a search going. We get out the Idio, and then we're going to play out a Cavendish, and then we're just going to pass the turn. We're just going to pass the turn. We have 1 Dawn active. It doesn't really do anything, but that's fine. They're going to swing 8 into 6 here. They can't bounce anything back except a Rebecca or a Leo because of our leader effect, making our characters +1 cost. They're going to bounce back Rebecca because of that. I do not think that was the right play. I think they should have just chose no targets and just taken the 8K. And we're going to let the card go, right? But I think they should have tried to not bounce the Searcher back to our hand, that's for sure. We're going to counter out of that because since they did that. And now we do have a Rebecca Cavendish combo here, guys. We have a Rebecca Cavendish combo. Let's see what we choose to do here. I think, hopefully I do things in the correct order. I need to play the Rebecca out first, okay? I'm going to go ahead and not do that here. I'm going to swing for 6. They take the hit. It's a Boa. They already had a blocker, but what I was going to say was we could have used the Rebecca here with Kairos to try to get that Sanji off the board, because play out Rebecca, draw a card, play out a 7 and a 4 cost Dressrosa card. I'm going to pull back my own card with the Kairos so I can search something up with it later. Swing 10 into 8, but it was going to go through. I wasn't going to go through regardless because of their blocker Sanji. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's see what they're going to do. They're down to 4 cards. Well, I guess, excuse me, excuse me, after their little turn there, they are going to go back up in cards. They were down to like 3 cards. They're going to go ahead and just give up here. They gave up a little prematurely, but I think the idea is, what are they going to attack into? They cannot attack into the Kairos, so they can attack into both of my Cavendish, of which I can save one and let the other go. One of them I can save because I have 2K, 2K, 1K, 1K. Guys, actually, if he swings 8K, I can 2K, 1K out of that and giving a Dawn to the leader, going 7, then attaching the final Dawn, going 8K into the other one. I can save both of my Cavendish right now. So he was in a terrible position. Good game to my opponent, though. Okay, they left a little bit early. I think they left a little bit early, but that's okay. Okay, next up we got a game versus Blue Yellow Nami. Usopp versus Blue Yellow Nami. We're going to play out the Leo. We played out the stage, play out the Leo, tapping down the stage. Let's see if we search up here. We want to grab the Rebecca and the Cavendish in this situation. The Luffy might have been a slightly better call, just grabbing the Rebecca and the Luffy, because we already had a 4-cost play to play out. But at the same time, it was more about grabbing the Cavendish because it is a really good card to help us generate, card advantage. We're going to swing for 5. We're going to play out the Sabo, and here we go. Now that Sabo's down, I'm going to make it where he can't get rid of the characters he really wants to get rid of. He's going to swing in for 10, draw a card with his leader effect. That's fine with me. And now we're up to 5 Dawn, or excuse me, 6 Dawn. We're going to play out the Leo, tapping down the stage, fixing our hand a little bit. What are we going to grab here? We'll grab the 2K counter and the Searcher. I guess we're searching for something very particular, like something very specific. I'm not sure what it is, though, because we ended up trashing the Cavendish. I think that might have been a mistake. I don't think I meant to do that. So we'll swing in for 5 here. They'll probably just give us a card. Yep, good call. They trashed a brick from hand with the leader effect to go +2 for the turn. Seems really good. Okay, they're going to play out a Lin here, and I think we're going to get rid of probably a Red Rock and maybe a 2K counter. Okay, we get rid of a Red Rock and a Cavendish. Unfortunate. But yeah, right here they're swinging for 6. We're 2K countering out, and here we go. We have a lot of room to make up here. We got to try to get out of this situation. We might just get rid of that that Charlotte Lin. I don't know if we can keep that thing on the board. Yeah, this game has gone south very quickly for us, but we're going to have to do what we have to do here. We'll swing for 7. It's going to be the same result of just swinging with the leader. Okay, well, they should have countered out of that, guys. They did mess up there. They should have used their leader effect on one of these, because now I just got 2 cards out of their hand for free there. That was a blunder on my opponent's part. They're going to play out the Eustace Kid. They're going to swing in for 6. We're going to 2K counter out. And here we go, guys. This is looking rough here. This is looking very rough. We're going to have to bring some blockers back, but we do have some ways to get out of this, right? We're going to swing in for 7. Again, he needs to use his leader effect right away. Very good. So he learned there. That's the right way to do it. We're going to play out the Rebecca. We're going to pull out a Frankie. We're going to pull out another blocker more than likely, or maybe a Searcher. Yeah, maybe the Leo here, resting the stage. We'll grab some cards here. We'll grab both Frankies. They're both blockers. We'll take it. And I think we can actually trash the Rebecca here. Okay, we trashed the Frankie. That's fine, too. All right, what's our opponent going to do here? They're going to play out the Charlotte Lin. We have to trash 2 cards from hand or lose a life now. We're going to trash the 2 cards from hand. We're going to keep that life because we're in trouble here. They're going to go 9 into 5. We'll probably take this. Okay, nothing. That's unfortunate. They're going to swing for 9. We're going to use the blocker. We're going to draw a card with our leader. We're going to play out a blocker from our trash. And here we go. Here we go, guys. This is a terrible position to be in. We are in a horrible position, guys. Let's see what we choose to do here. I think we go 7 into face. Let's see what he does. Okay, nope, just kidding. We're going to go 13 into 9. Then we'll go 7 into face. Let's see if he uses his effect here. Chooses to take it. We'll swing for 7 more, and we're just going to play out a blocker. We're going, okay, hey, this is my best case situation here. Best case scenario, we're going to play out the blocker. What do you got? Swing for 7. Yeah, we're going to block that one and draw a card. And here we go. He plays out the Zeus. Can't get rid of my blocker. We got him. We got him there, guys. Really tricked him on that one. He's going to Red Rock, but we got the Sabo back to hand already, and 2K countered out. Good game to my opponent. Remember, guys, the Sabo makes it where you can't get rid of my characters that cost 7 or less, right? You can't get rid of them without getting rid of the Sabo first. It just pulls the Sabo back to hand. All right, guys, next up we got a game of Blue Doflamingo versus Red Green Smoker. Okay, so we got some games of Doflamingo here. In fact, these next 3 games are going to be the same matchup, not versus the same opponent, but I will be playing the Blue Doflamingo going into 3 different Red Green Smokers, okay? Because let me just give some background here while we're doing the top 5 search with Perona. At the time that I was recording these games here with Doflamingo, these 3 games we're going to look at versus Red Green Smoker, Red Green Smoker had just won the Nationals over in Japan. Okay, and it was beating a bunch of blue Doflamingos and green purple Luffy decks. And I was thinking, man, that's crazy. How's that going on? So I tried to make some adjustments to the list to see if it was to see if it could still hang with Red Green Smoker, if Doffy could still play against it if it made some adjustments. Okay, so we're playing out the Boa Hancock here. We're going to set some cards up on the top, and we're going to give some Dawn to the leader, swing for 7. They'll probably end up taking this, and yeah, now it's their turn. They're going to be on their 6th Dawn turn. Play out a Smoker, standing 2 Dawn as active with their leader, and they can stand another Dawn as active with their Smoker character, and they still have a full turn ahead of them. Seems good. They're going to swing for 5. We're going to take it. Now, let me say this. I think one of the answers to, Doflamingo has since gotten a ban. It has, well, the leader has not, excuse me, but Jinbei has been banned from Doflamingo, so I think a few people are probably going to back away from playing the leader, and I do think the leader lost quite a bit of power in losing the Jinbei, but I thought the answer to Red Green Smoker going forward was going to be probably Jozu. And in fact, I think like going into the EB02 and the OP11 format, I think Jozu was going to be a very good card to put into the deck going into that meta to help it deal with Smoker with like these 5-cost targets like the green 5-cost character Smoker, and then even maybe pushing the 5-cost blocker out of the way that that blue-purple Luffy's running. Right, that new Nami card is really strong. Okay, so here we go. The Jozu is now a 7K body on the board, guys. That's a very serious threat. Let's see what they choose to do here. We're going to swing it for 7. We're going to play out the Jinbei, cheating out the Trafalgar Law, pushing their character out of the way, and now we're swinging in for 7. They take that. We're going to do a top search here. We're going to grab the Gravity Blade on top for next turn, and we're just going to try and deal with them in that way. And I think we're just going to swing for 9, maybe. I don't know, just swing for 7, trying to get cards out of hand to get him down low enough still. I'd rather get his hand size down low here, though, instead. Okay, they're going to play out the Ben Beckman here, and they're going to stand up their Dawn with their characters and their leader here. Let's see what they choose to do. Are they going to go for the board? Because I think that's the right call. They're going to go for the Jinbei. I am going to let the Jinbei go. Then they're going to swing 7 at face. We're going to go in 2K to get out of that. They'll play out the blocker chopper, and now it's just a big problem. We're going to bottom deck their 2 biggest threats, and now we're going to swing for 5, 7, 8, or something. I probably should have swung for 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 7. I think that would have been a little bit better. We did know what our top card was from the Perona. We swing in for 7, and now we're going to pass it back. They're just going to go ahead and give up because they're in a terrible spot. They could have tried to go for lethal. Well, no, I don't think they could have actually. Yeah, no, they could have tried to go for lethal, guys, with the Hody Jones and swing in with the Virgo because they'll get 3 Dawn back or 2 Dawn back with the leader's effect. But it wasn't going to go through, guys. I had 2K, 2K, 1K, 1K in hand. All right, good game to my opponent. Next game, we have another game versus Red Green Smoker. Remember, we're going to have 3 games of Red Green Smoker in a row. Doffy versus Red Green Smoker. Speed is on 2x. Volume is off. Here we go, guys. What are they going to do? They have a Virgo on the board. Okay, they're going to go first. They're going to play out Virgo. We're going second. We're going to set our top cards with a Perona. Not a great thing to see on top, but we do need to make sure we get this the exact way we want it because we want to play out the Jozu, which will draw us a card, right? And then we'll be able to do our leader effect on the following turn. So this turn, so we pass the turn back. Now they're gonna swing for 5, probably develop a Sanji here. That's usually the right play going first as Red Green Smoker. It sets up their next turn really nicely. We're gonna swing for 5. They're gonna 1K counter out. We're gonna play out the Jinbei, playing out the Weevil, drawing us into the 2K. Now this next turn here, I think we're going to draw into a Pudding, if I stacked that correctly. I think we have a Pudding that we're going to draw into, and then we're going to be able to attack with our leader to play out the 4-cost Boa Hancock. I believe so, if I set that correctly. All right, so they're going to swing for 5 here. I think we should counter out of this. We'll give him a 2K counter. That's fine. If he swings in for 6 here, we'll just take this one, just in case he chose to swing in for 7 there, because I think he should have. I think he forgot to use the leader effect, because, well, no, maybe he couldn't have. Never mind. To play out the carrot, it would have messed up with the leader effect. Okay, so for some reason, the carrot did not choose one of my targets. I'm not sure what happened there. So, did they choose to not use the carrot's effect or something like that? I might have missed whatever happened there. Whatever the case is, we're going to play out the Boa Hancock. We're going to attach a Dawn for free to the Boa there, or excuse me, to the leader. We'll go 5 and a 4. We'll go 6 in a face, and we're going to go 7 in a face, playing out the top card. Let's see what it's going to be. It's the Boa. We just sat there with the Boa. Very nice. We want to get the Jozu to the top here so we can get whatever we need out of the way next turn. Like I said, I think the really good how do I say this? I think the really good answer to Red Green Smoker, if you're still trying to play Blue Doflamingo going forward, I think the best card to put into the deck is actually a 6 cost. It's a 6 cost Jozu. I think that deals with a lot. They're going to go 7 into 5. I think I should let this card go. It looks like we're going to block out in 2K here, and let's see what they choose to do. Maybe they'll go 7 more into it, and I should let it go. Yeah, so now I have room for the Jozu on the board. They did keep my Boa locked down with the carrot, but now there's just so much we can do, guys. We can attack in super aggressively into this carrot on the board, or we can start going for face. Maybe we should even just go for face, guys. I don't know. It's a tough call. We'll go 6 into 6, though, to start. Okay, they got 1 Dawn active. Maybe they're sitting on a Rad Beam or something like that. We'll have to see. Okay, so just waiting for my opponent here. And, guys, we do have it on 2x speed. Our opponent's just trying to decide what they want to do here. We got to give them their time to think about this. But that Smoker's going bye-bye, right? That Smoker's going right back to hand. Uh-oh. So they did a Divine Departure there. This might be a newer player, guys. Let's not be mean. Let's not be too aggressive here. They're trying to figure out how, you know, what they need to do in this game. And Divine Departure, they might have even thought that was a glitch if they're a newer player. Remember, guys, Divine Departure can only give plus 3,000 power to your leader, not a character. Okay, guys? So we play out the Jozu. We push the Smoker back to hand. We're going to swing for 6. They're going to counter out. And it is their turn. They're going to play out a Eustace Kid. Stand 2 Dawn is active with the Smoker. Probably attach a Dawn to the Eustace Kid here. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely a newer player, right, guys? So, pause. They just messed up again. This has got to be some kind of newer player, but hey, it happens. No big deal. We were definitely still in a very good position that game to win, you know, against whoever. We had a very good pull into what just happened there. Okay, one more game against Red Green Smoker as Blue Doffy. These are always different players, guys. I don't ever queue into the same matchup. I don't do rematches or anything like that. So, volume is off. Speed is on 2x, and here we go, guys. One more game against Red Green Smoker as Blue Doflamingo. We're going to play out the Sengoku. We do grab a Jinbei. We're going to set our top cards very... this is pretty good here. But at the same time, yeah, I think we're going to do things a little bit differently here. I think I have a whole nother plan. I think we're going to go Jinbei into the Boa Hancock here. Okay, so there we go. We're going to swing in for 5. We drew a card for the turn. We're going to swing in for 5 here. We're going to play out the Boa. We're going to set our cards. We'll draw the Perona for next turn. Actually, we'll draw the Gecko Moria for next turn because we already have a Perona in hand. And then we'll be able to swing in, cheat out the Trafalgar Law from the top of deck, and our opponent's going to be in a very rough situation here. Okay, they attach a Dawn to their leader, so that's nice. Guys, if they don't see the 5-cost Smoker on curve, that's really good no matter what deck you're playing. Okay, we got bad news for this guy. We're probably just going to swing for 7. We're going to bounce back the Tony Chopper to hand. Hey, you can have the 2K counter back, but we're going to pull back the Sengoku, pushing that back to hand. We're going to replay Sengoku to draw more cards, try to get to an Edward Weevil, and go about things that way. Okay, here we go. So we push that card back to hand. They did get a Bad Manners Kit course, which is going to make it where our Boa cannot attack this turn. That's kind of annoying. I guess we could technically still attack with it. You know, put 2 Dawn, swing 5. But we're just going to swing 7. They give us the blocker. They do give us the blocker there. Cashing in on that early on seems like a good call. So that way they can, you know, because they know I'm just going to bounce it back to hand otherwise with a Law in the future, if I need to. Okay, they did get their Smoker, though. They have a Smoker standing here. They're going to be able to swing in. They're going to swing 6 into 5. So this is a 2K counter out of hand, and now they have 4 more Dawn. They're going to play out the Tony Chopper. Now it's our turn again. Man, that Smoker turn, that was basically a 2-cost 7K, guys. 2-cost 8K on defense. Seems good. So right here, let's see what we choose to do. I think we just need to attack in a bunch of times, guys. Swing a bunch of 5s and 6s. Okay. I will say this, we will be pushing that Smoker back to hand. I just want to slow them down. They can have the Chopper slowing down one of my attacks here. I'll go 7 into 7, see if he wants to save this. He lets it go. Okay, we'll swing 5 into 5 now with the leader. And now we are going to play out the Jozu, bouncing back the Smoker, probably pulling back the Sengoku. Yeah, get rid of the buggy, pull back the Sengoku. And now they have a Eustace Kid, but we have a Red Rock in hand. So unless they have Tashigi, this is going to be a rough turn for them. Unless they have Tashigi, this will be a very rough turn for my opponent. They'll attach a Dawn to the character. They're going to pull down a card. They don't have a Tashigi. They only have a blocker in hand, guys. This game might just be over. They don't have a blocker. They don't have a Tashigi. Maybe they have a Rosinante. Were they bluffing something? I have no idea. But, okay, yep, get my Dawn for the turn. Red Rock, we're just going to go 7s across. Or it'll probably be 5, 5, 6, 7, 7 or something like that. Yeah. I don't think we should go for lethal. Yeah, just attack across the board and develop for next turn. There's just nothing they can do. I don't think we should go for lethal. Yeah, it's just 5, 6, 7, 7, 7. Okay. What's he gonna do? Minus 2 there. Okay, well now we can probably just play out some searchers. Yeah, we'll do the Perona here, and then we'll just swing for 8. Okay, or swing for 7, sit on 1 Dawn active. I have no idea what we're doing. Yeah, that was just a mess up, unless I put all those cards to the bottom. I think I should have done a Sengoku search first, then done the Perona. That was just a slight mess up there. Whoopsies. Whoopsie daisies. What are they going to do now? I have no idea. They got double blocker. That's going to help. Swing for 7. We can get out of it if we want to. Do we want to? Looks like the answer is yes. 2K, 1K. And now we just go across the boards with 7s here. It just... There's something about going 2,000 power over the leader. It just becomes too much, right? Because each attack is requiring 2 cards or more out of hand. All right, bounce that. Okay, bounce that. GG to my opponent. That was a fun one. All right, we got 2 more games with Blue Doffy here. We got a game of Doffy versus Blue Purple Luffy, because this is a matchup some people might have been wondering, like, well, how is this matchup? And I think the answer is not too bad, but not having access to Jinbei slows us down. We can't go as wide as quickly anymore, so that might hurt us in the long run. So we'll have to see what happens there. Okay, they're going to go turn 1 pass. Usually blue-purple Luffy does that. They just turn 1 pass, whether they go first or second. Now, turn 2, they might have some ramp to do, but usually turn 1, they don't have anything. Maybe in the future, they'll work in like a 1-cost Trafalgar Law or something like that. I have no idea. Okay, so they're up to their 4 Dawn turn. They're going to use Gear 2 to ramp a Dawn. They're up to 5 Dawn. They're going to swing for 7 into what? Into my guy. Okay, I'd rather them not do that. Okay, if you could not do that, that would be nice. Thank you. We're going to 2K to get out of that. I just don't want him to take my cards off the board right now. We're going to search for with the buggy, and we're going to play some cards out here. Probably, I'd like to swing a few times here. Yeah, we're going to swing for 6, and then we're probably going to swing for 8. Or 7. Just kidding. We'll swing for 7. We'll play. Okay, it is 8 because we had set the Boa Hancock there. Okay, let's see what they choose to do. They're going to 2K, 1K to get out of that. They're down to 4 cards. They're on their 7 Dawn turn. If they don't have ramp this turn, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, we don't have any way to protect our board, to be honest. We don't really have anything crazy to protect the board. Okay, that's a Dracula Mihawk. So that is a Dracula Mihawk, guys. I will say that. But what are they going to do here? They're going to swing 6 into 5. We'll just let it go finally. But now we have a Jozu that we can pull back our buggy with. And, whoops, I almost clicked the Boa Hancock. And now we can swing 6, swing 6. We pull back our buggy and push their Mihawk out of the way. Here we go. We're coming in for 6. Coming in for 6 more. And he just goes ahead and gives up there. I think he went way too early giving up, because he could have 1K countered out with Pudding, and then 6K he could have taken that. He was only on 7 Dawn, so he'd just have to play out the Dracula Mihawk again next turn, or maybe even the Monkey D. Luffy, because he'd go up to 9 Dawn for the turn and try to get his tempo back that way. But I think he left a little bit too early there. Oh well, it is what it is. Sometimes people get overwhelmed, especially when learning a new leader. And remember, guys, at the time you're recording this video, OP11 was pretty new. It had just come out on the sim, I believe. Okay, volume is off. Speed is on 2x, and here we go. We got another game versus Blue-Purple Luffy. This is not the same player. I don't do rematches. I don't look for the same names. I always try to get a different player. Okay, we're going first again. We play out the Sengoku. We're going to cheat out the Gecko Moria. Just something for tempo here. It's fine. 7 into 5 there. This time we're going to let it go. The Trafalgar Law I tried to save because, I don't know, I guess we just wanted to go more aggressive last game. And it did work out, but I don't think that will always work out. I think letting your characters on the board go is fine because it is saving you life. But at the same time, you do want them to attack into your life so you can get more answers. Now, the Jinbei is a big difference here. We're going to swing in for 6 after playing out the Jinbei and drawing a card. We technically should have swung first, but that's okay. And now we have 2 relevant bodies on the board along with our leader attack. Yes, they have a Doflamingo, but this deck doesn't really care. They're going to swing for 6, and we are going to gladly take these hits. And I mean gladly, guys. Now, that card's not going to make it. They're not going to get Zoro here, guys. We're going to push that. We're going to get that off the board in some way, even if we have to use a Jozu, unfortunately. Or do we even care? We'll have to see what happens. We're going to swing for 6. They take it. Let's see what happens here. I honestly think we should just slam down the Jozu here, guys, and just push the Zoro back to hand. I'm trying to do something a little fancy, because what I could try to do here is do a top 5 search with the Sengoku, looking for a 4-cost Trafalgar Law, and bounce it that way. We end up not getting what we wanted there. That's fine. It's fine. We're going to swing in for 7. I guess we're just going to play out the Jinbei here, playing out the Weevil, and we're just not going to really care. We're just going to determine, okay, hey, if you want to ramp, go ahead. It is what it is. Because they were already going to be on 8 Dawn. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Okay, they're going to play out a Charlotte Linlin and bounce some cards around. That's fine. They have no Dawn active. We are going to save that card. And now, guys, they're in trouble. I mean, I understand, like, they have a blocker and they have 2 life, but our board is going to force 4 responses. So they only have 3 cards in hand. So even if they have 1K counters in hand across the board to get out of 3, they still have to take at least 1 hit there or at least a blocker. Okay, so let's see what happens. We do also have a Gravity Blade, but I don't think we care about that Gravity Blade at all. We're going to let them have these 4,000 power characters on the board. By all means, load up Dawn on those if you want to. It doesn't matter to me at all. We're going to swing, I guess we'll swing 5 and a 4 just because we have an extra attack. Let's see if he wants to save it. That'd be really good for us if they choose to save it, because it gets an attack off the board. Because apparently whatever we're doing here is trying to stay, we're trying to use exactly what we have in hand here. Okay, we're going to pull back the Perona, get that card out of the way. Now we can swing for 6, swing for 6. They'll probably use the Perona here, or the, excuse me, the Doffy here to block with, like just to counter out. Okay, yep, he does go ahead and use that, and that's fine. We're fine with him using that, and we're going to pass the turn. Well, now, guys, our hand is stacked. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 in hand. We have 8K counter in hand. We have a Gravity Blade. You're not getting it for 5. You're not getting the 5 for 6. He's going to go 9 into it. We're going to finally let that go. Now they're going to play out the Luffy, which is going to be able to push back one of our cards. He's going to pull back the Edward Weevil, swing 9 into 5. And guys, we do have a Gecko Moria, so we can let this card go if we need to, but it's not great. It's not a great position to be in. Okay, here we go. This is a really rough spot, guys. This is not a good spot to be in. We can also just try to go for lethal. That's another option, right? We can just try to go for lethal. Okay, here we go. It looks like we're going to put... we still have our leader attack for the turn, but we might just play some stuff out here. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, so we're probably just going to put the Jinbei on top like we did. We can swing for 7. We'll probably swing for 8 maybe. We'll see what happens. Yep. I think we should play out the the Gecko Moria first though. That's okay. We'll play this out, playing out the Edward Weevil, drawing a card into the Red Rock. Because we also, I guess we also could have left 1 Dawn active and done 6 Dawn to get rid of one of these bigger bodies. We had a few other plays we could do there for sure. We're going to play out the Gecko. We're going to snag back a 2K counter, it looks like, or a Jinbei. Probably the Jinbei is the way to go here. Yep, and now we'll swing for 8 more. Okay, they give us every card in hand. Okay, they're in pure top deck mode. But remember, guys, top deck mode with blue-purple Luffy means top 5 cards of your deck mode. It's a top 5 cards of your deck mode, but that still might not be enough. We just have so many attacks on the board. They basically have to have a Charlotte Linlin. They basically have to have a Linlin to remove a character off my board and gain a life. They're going to swing 9 into that. We're not letting that card go, not that easily at least. Okay, they're going to use this. Looks like they messed up there because now they can't pull a card from their hand. Or I guess they didn't want to because they were going to gain a life. So Charlotte Linlin is the way to go, but this 6K attack is going through. Another thing we could have done here, guys, is just completely destroy their board, sit on 5 life. We could have gotten their entire board here, guys. We actually could have gotten their entire board here if we wanted, but we're going to go all in for lethal here. It's going to cost a 10K. They have to have a 2K. They almost had it. Gum Gum Giant almost got him there, but not quite that time. Okay, all right, so that was that game. We got versus Blue-Purple Luffy. Now we got some games of Blue-Yellow Nami. We got 5 games of Blue-Yellow Nami. Speed, we're going to go up to 2x. Here we go. We got a game versus Red Sanji. So let me say this right now. Blue-Yellow Nami is very good into the more aggressive decks if you're playing it correctly, if you're building the deck, if you're building the list correctly, it's very good into the more aggressive decks. Because every time you counter out, it's going very tall, right? It's getting to 7,000 power for the rest of the turn. They're going to swing in for 8 here, or for 5, excuse me. We are just going to give them a Katakuri here to get out of this. You want to keep your hand size low so you can keep drawing cards with your leader's effect. Guess what? They can't swing in again. That was probably a mess up there, but maybe they want me to attack into that. I don't know. I don't think we're going to give them that luxury, though. I think we're just not going to attack into their board here. We'll have to see. Okay, we're going to swing for 8. We're going to get to draw a card for that. We're going to bounce their card back to hand. Your turn. And guys, if we keep bouncing cards back to hand like this and not giving them what they want, and they stop and they don't counter out, well, we might eventually get to a Charlotte Pudding, which can really ruin their game plan. That'll ruin their day. That'll just ruin your entire day. And notice we have more and more bounce going on, guys. We have the Nojiko. We're about to have the Jinbei. We have the 7-cost Linlin. We have the bounce. Well, I guess 7-cost Linlin's not a bounce card, but it does allow us to gain life or cause them to trash life. But then we got the Luffy coming down. This is just Blue-Yellow Nami bounce house. Okay, they're going to play out the 3-cost Nami. It's going to allow them to attach 2 Rested Dawn cards to their leader. Seems good. And they have the other 1-cost Nami, so they can attach 3 Rested Dawn cards to characters or leaders every single turn. Okay, they're going to come in for 8 here. I think we are going to take this. Never punish. That was a perfect hit there for Kikinojo. We'll take it every time. Now we're going to swing in for 6. 6 and a 5. This is going to take a 2K counter out of hand. They do have a Nico Robin on the board, but we just don't care. We're going to bounce it all the way back to their hand with the Jozu. Now we have we have Nojiko back in our hand. We're going to that's just going to create like almost a loop. You know, it's not an infinite loop because we can't bring Jozu back to hand very easily, but just being able to do that triple loop there, like on 2 cards, it ends up being a 2-card, it's like a 3 for 2, however you want to say that. They're going to swing for 5. We're going to trash the Kikinojo on our hand to go +2 for the turn. Now all they can swing for is 7. Where are they going to swing? They play out Brook. They're going to use the leader effect to give it rush. And now they're going to swing 6 and a 4. I think we could just let this go and gain a life. Yeah, seems good to me. They'll go 7 into 7. We'll give them a 1K counter. And here we go. Again, remember, guys, we have the Nojiko. We can just keep bouncing these cards. We'll go 7 into 5. That card's out of here. Now we actually can play down the Monkey D. Luffy. Okay, they're in trouble now, right? They're in trouble. So we're going to swing 6 in the face here, and then we're going to swing for 9. They really need to give me a 2K counter here. If they do not give me a 2K counter here, they are not going to be happy. Because if they don't give me okay, they gave me a 1K. They did that real quick, like maybe I wouldn't see it, right? Just clicking real quick, so maybe they didn't see it. No, we saw it, buddy. 1K. We're bouncing the Zoro back to hand. We got 5 cards in hand. We're going to be a 7,000 power leader pretty much for the whole turn. We have 4 life. We have a blocker that cannot be KO'd without giving me a life back. We are in an incredible position, guys. They are just in a terrible position. We're going to go ahead and use the leader effect here, and we'll give them a 1K counter with it. So we gave him the 7, cost 8K Lin, and a 1K to get out of it. They're going to swing in for 8. We'll go ahead and take this. It gives us a Charlotte Pudding. A little late for that, but that's okay. They're going to play out the Zoro, activate main to give it a card. They're going to swing in with this card. And guys, they still could have attached, I think, 3 more Dawn, right? Oh, never mind. They used it to give it to their leader. Never mind. Okay, well, now we're in a position here. We're just going to bounce stuff out of the way. So I think I messed that up a little bit, or were they both 5-cost targets? I think they were both 5-cost targets, so I couldn't actually bounce the Zoro out of the way, unfortunately. Okay, we're going to go ahead and swing for 9, then we're going to swing for 11. And if you got it, you got it. Yeah, so right there, guys, it was going to be, I don't know what I was reaching over there to my hand for. It was going to be attached 6 Dawn to my leader, swing for 11. We have a blocker. Our leader effect's turned on. That's a bad spot to be in. All right, next up we have a game of Blue-Yellow Nami versus Green-Purple Luffy. I want to show you guys this game because it can show you the frustration levels that Blue-Yellow Nami can inflict on your opponent. So we're going to swing for 8 into 5. They're going to take that. That's fine. But that's probably not fine at the same time, right? They're going to swing for 8. Okay, well, that's I typically counter out early, but we're not going to be able to counter out of that one. But I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and hit you with a pudding. We'll swing for 6. Guys, that pudding is gross in that situation right there. We just got like 3 or 4 cards out of their hand. We got them down to 2 life. This is a game where I think pudding won me the game on the spot. Just I paid 4 and I won the game, basically. Like, yes, the game's not over, but now they have so much more they have to climb back into, they have to get into. They were able to search up the 6-cost 7K Luffy. They're going to swing for 6. We're going to counter out. They're back up to 7 cards, guys. They're going to play out the Nico Robin. Okay, let's see what we choose to do here. We're probably going to play out the Jozu. We'll swing for 6. If they take this, we could hit him with another pudding. Okay, very wise. They're going to push their card back and slow them down. So we pull back our pudding, we push a card back to their hand, and we basically slowed them down, I think, enough there to really secure this game. We push the Zoro back. They have extra cards in hand. They play out the Zoro to get the card back in hand. We're going to use our leader effect here. We're going to go +2. And they have 7 cards in hand again, guys. We're going to play out another pudding. You know how that goes. We're going to swing in for 6. They're going to have to give us a 2K. We're going to play out another pudding. No, I'm just that would have been funny if we just started playing puddings right down the line. We're going to swing for 11. They give us the blocker. -1 here. No -1 Dawn to do a search with Robin. They're going to go... Okay, they just go ahead and pass the turn. So they didn't have anything left. They could have done one more search with a Nami. But when you start hitting players with pudding after they've done 3, 4, 5 searches or whatever, it just becomes really mentally fatiguing to your opponent. Okay, next up we got a game versus Blue-Purple Luffy as Blue-Yellow Nami. Now, let me tell you right now, this is a really hard matchup for Blue-Yellow Nami. Blue-Yellow Nami, in my experience, struggles quite a bit into Blue-Purple Luffy. It probably just depends on how you're going to build the deck. So we're going to swing in for 8 here. We're going to draw a card from our leader effect, and they're going to gear 2. They're going to swing for 7 into 5. We're going to go ahead and trash some cards from our hand here. Yeah, we'll give him a 2K and a 1K there, or leader effect and a 1K. We're going to swing 10 into 6. He'll probably just take this as well, and we're going to pass turn, draw a card from our leader effect. Now, what does he want to do? He actually got the Thunder Bagua there to ramp. Seems pretty good. I'm not going to lie. And now he's on 9 Dawn on turn 3. Very good. Very good. So they get the 7K attack in. We'll go ahead and use this, and we'll go ahead and use the probably a 2K counter. Yep. Okay, and right here, we are now on our 7 Dawn turn. We're going to Nojiko, we're going to hit him with a Pudding, and we're going to swing for 6. So Nojiko, bounce your blocker or your 5-cost dude back to hand, hit him with a Pudding just to disrupt his hand, and then he drew it back again. How crazy is that? Remember, guys, I pushed that back first, then hit him with the Charlotte Pudding there. But with his leader effect, he's just going to keep doing what he does. He's going to fix his hand. Okay, I guess he didn't see what he needed to there because he didn't see any big targets there. They're going to play out 2 5-cost characters here. That's not ideal for this kind of situation. They're going to swing for 6. Probably can take this. Okay, we're gonna aggressively counter out. That seems okay. Right here, we're going to just push a card back to hand because they can't. So I think we should play out the Charlotte Linlin and see what they do from here. But I think because if they take a life, we'll be okay. Right? We only have 9 Dawn too. So we're going to swing for 6. I think I should have played out the Linlin this turn, guys, because with 9 Dawn, I could have done some things. I could have swung for 7, then Linlin. We'll swing for 8. They give me a Gum Gum Giant. Okay. And then we'll play out the Nojiko. We'll bounce that card. We'll play out the Zeus. We'll pop that card. We get to draw a card with our leader now. And now we've cleared up their board. They lost all the tempo they had. And now, now they're pretty much stuck, right? They have to, okay, this guy did not set his top card correctly, and he just gave up after that. I don't know what his top card was supposed to be, but he did not set it correctly, and he ended up just conceding there. Not the best game to show off, I know, but don't worry. Because of that, we have another game versus Blue-Purple Nami. I always try to do that, guys, whenever I get a game that's like, or Blue-Purple Luffy, rather, with against Blue-Yellow Nami. But whenever the opponent has like a really bad game, I at least try to get 2 games of that, because I can't control what my opponents are going to do every time, right? Because that game was pretty good for us. We had some plays we could have done a little. I think we could have had a little bit more optimal plays that game. I think we should have played out the 7-cost Linlin on the previous turn from the end there, but oh well. Okay, they're gonna swing in for 7. I think we're just gonna maybe take this because we have no. Well, no, we can just trash the Katakuri and do a 1K counter here. Okay, we actually trashed the Jozu as well. Seems good, and give a 2K. That's fine. Now we're gonna swing for 8. Okay, he takes it. We're gonna Nojiko this card back to your hand. This guy's got exactly 1 zillion cards in hand right now. If we can just hit a single, if we can just hit even a single, what's her name, Pudding, then he's in trouble. There's the Pudding, beautiful. Nojiko, Charlotte Pudding combo, swing for 6. Guys, the Nojiko Pudding combo goes crazy. They just give up because they lost right there. I'm telling you, the Nojiko Pudding combo just kind of, look at what they drew. Look at what they drew into, guys. It just kind of wins the game on the spot sometimes, I feel like. But no, that game was actually over there. Like, hear me out, guys. Like look at their board, for real. So I pushed their cards back to hand, and you saw what they drew into. Okay, I attack in. They have 0 life. Now watch this. They do their leader search. They don't see what they want to see. They have nothing. They can play out 1 blocker, and we can just swing in with everything else. Now, we didn't know that. We were just going to keep developing bodies. But this next turn, I was probably just going to Red Rock whatever they played and go everything at face. And the funny part is it might have gone through. I mean, they had a Red Rock coming. Or not Red Rock. They did have a Gum Gum Giant coming, but I don't know. Anyway, whatever the case is, Nojiko, Charlotte Pudding, seems good. Okay, next up, we got 1 more game of Blue-Yellow Nami. This time we got a game of Blue-Yellow Nami versus Blackbeard. Pretty tough matchup, but at the same time, we can draw quite a bit of cards, guys. We can draw cards pretty strong. Pretty strongly? Is that what I was going to say? We're actually very good at drawing cards with this deck. Okay, we attach 2 to our leaders. That way, if they swing in, we can just trash a card from hand to draw a card. Or trash a card from hand to go plus 2,000. They're going to trash a card with that effect. They're going to use the... so they use their stage to do a top 3 search. They use the event to do a top 3 search. They're going to play out Doc Q. That Doc Q is not hanging around, guys. It's not happening. So we play out the Jozu there, or we counter out with the Jozu. We're going to swing for 7. They're going to take it. We're going to draw a card. We're going to play out the Nojiko and bounce the card back to hand. And your turn. Nojiko in this deck is an MVP. And when you can combo it with something like a Charlotte Pudding, it can get pretty ugly pretty quickly. It can get pretty ugly pretty quickly. So let's see what they choose to do here. They really should start turning on their leader effect. Let's see if they choose to do that or not. They do, so their leader effect is activated, or they use their leader effect now, or on play effects cannot happen. But we do have some other options here. Let's see what we choose to do. We'll play out the 5-cost Nami. We'll swing for 6, and this will probably go through. They're down to 3. We get to draw a card now from our leader effect, and we get to easily get to 7K by trashing a single card. We're in a good spot. They're going to play out a Kuzan. Looks like they're going to swing for 7. We're going to trash the Katakuri to go to 7 for the turn, and we'll give him a Charlotte Pudding, because he's not going to be using, you know, we're not going to be able to use many on play effects this game. However, I will say this, we do have a very good card in this deck for going against Blackbeard, and that is the 8-cost, goodness gracious, guys, I'm struggling, the 8-cost Monkey D. Luffy. 8-cost Monkey D. Luffy is actually very, very good into Blackbeard. So we're going to attack in. We're going to trash a card from our hand to attach it on to our leader, pushing the Dock Cube back to hand, slowing them down in whatever way we can. They're on their 9 Dawn turn. We still have 3 life. We have a pretty decent hand size, and our board's not bad. Our board's not bad, guys. They really need to deal with that Luffy on the board, because they're not going to be able to stick a Burgess for the rest of the game if they don't deal with that Luffy. But then they also have to deal with my Nami. The 5-cost blocker Nami. You know, this is a really tough spot to be in, guys. This is a really tough spot to be in. Okay, 7 into 6 is not going to do. Not when we have these kind of cards in hand. Let's see if I choose to let it go or save it, because we can easily save it. They have 7 Dawn left for the turn. Let's see what they choose to do. We'll 2K counter out with Zeus. They're going to go ahead and trash the Kuzan and pull out a Van Augur. They're going to -3 to my Luffy. They have 7 Dawn left. What are they going to play out here? At first, I was thinking maybe it will be the 7-cost Jack, but then they did -3 to my Luffy. I thought they might get rid of my Nami. They're going to go ahead and hit me with a finger pistol there. So they have 3 Dawn left for the turn. Now they're probably going to swing 8. And as you can see with my cursor there, I'm kind of telegraphing what I think the play should be. Load up 3 and swing 7 or swing 8 at Nami. They end up not doing that, and I would have let that Nami go more than likely if they had done that, because that would have cost me like a 2K to 1K from hand. No thanks. Okay, let's see what they choose to do here. They use the leader effect. They're going to swing for 5. We're actually going to take this just to get some more cards in hand. Now, we cannot use our effects here, but at the same time, we might be able to just go through with go for game here. We can potentially just go for game, but we're going to go 5 into 1. He lets that go. He does let that go. Another Luffy would have been really clutch here. We're going to go 6 into 5. Does he want to give us the blocker now? He does not. We're going to play out the Katakuri, play out the other Katakuri, attach a Dawn here. We've got 2 big blockers. Does he want to play the 10-cost Blackbeard? Because I don't know if the 10-cost Blackbeard gets you there, especially since we have a Red Rock in hand, right? You know, especially since we have this this card called Red Rock in our hand. Might complicate things a little tiny bit, right? It might complicate things a little bit for our opponent, because we could Red Rock and swing 7 4 times. Actually, 6 and then 7, 7, 7. Okay, they're going to use the effects of the Hachinosa Island or Full of Lead Island, and let's see what they choose to do now. I don't know what they're going to do in this situation. Remember, guys, I do always play these on 2x speed. We got to give our opponents time to think so they have the most optimal plays, right? Make the most optimal play lines. They're going to play out a Burgess. They only have 5 Dawn left to operate with for the turn. I don't know how that's going to go for them, because I am just going to go face, guys. That face is the place for what we're doing. If we can. If we can go face, we will. Because if I don't even have to play out a Gum Gum Red Rock, it's going to be like swing 9 3 times, right? It's going to be like swing 7 and then 8, 9, 9. 6 into that, I just let it go for some reason. I don't know what the logic is there, guys, but we just let that card go. I think I should have saved it and gone all out for lethal on this turn. Okay, let's see what their next play is going to be. I guess maybe because I could not defend it a second time if they were swinging for 8 right there. We're blocking him a 2K here. They'll play out a Caribou. And here we go. Time to just go at the board. We're going to swing 1 into that. That card's gone. Now we can attach 1 Dawn to our leader. Swing in that way. I don't know what they're going. I don't know what my thought process is here, guys. I'm going to be honest. Some of these games I do not remember. We're swinging for 6. They give us a 2K. And yeah, oh yeah, now we're talking. I should have saved that Nami, or at least tried to last turn, guys. Yeah, just swing all out. Give me all them blockers. Give me that whole board. I got 6 Dawn left. Let's get this card out of the way as well. Looks like we were 1 Dawn off. We can play out the Katakuri. Oh, okay, we just wanted to block her up. Play out the Katakuri, play out the Shirahoshi. So that's another play line, right? I was thinking, yeah, just bottom deck the Burgess and call it a day. Give him the Shirahoshi, you can have it. And he's got 10 Dawn left. What are you going to do with that, bud? I have no idea. Now, I do have no blockers or no counterpower in hand. They're going to go 8 into 6, though. We'll let that go. And now, what's he going to go for? He has to put down a blocker here, guys. We've gotten too much from him last, you know, from the last 2 turns. There goes an Ice Age, -5. Q pop that. Okay, now he has to swing for at least 6 into my guy. So he only has 4 Dawn left to work with for the turn, or I kind of just win, you know, on the board. Let's see what they choose to do. Yep, they're going to go 9. Okay, well, now, guys, we just go swing 7, swing 9, right? Or swing 7, swing 8. He's doing some math right now. He's going to do black hole, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters, guys. We're going to go, yeah, swing 7, swing 8. Draw a card with leader effect. Did he get a 2K, 2K? Let's see it. Nope, got a 1K, 1K. Good game to my opponent. That was a rough one there. Okay, we're on the final stretch here, guys. We got a game. We got some Vegapunk games, okay? We got some games with Vegapunk. This is a pretty cool leader. I'm not going to lie. I like to run a more aggressive version of the list, and I will put the decks down in the comment section, guys. I don't think I'm going to have the games, or I don't think I'm going to review every single deck list at the end of this video. This is just meant to be more of a content dump. Right, we just get all these videos out and let you guys have fun with it and check it out for yourself. But let me say this, I like to run a more aggressive version of Vegapunk. I don't go tall with it, I play a more aggressive version. So they might have had a trigger there, we're waiting on them. We're going to play out the Pythagoras, whatever his name is. And yeah, we're not gaining a life. We have 2 life, we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine, guys. They're going to swing 8 into what? 8 into face. We actually get a I request our help, but we have no cards in our trash to get. We only have the 1 event searcher. But guys, we're gonna go aggressive. We're gonna attack. That's right. Here we go. We'll swing for 7. We'll play out Dareshi, and then we'll put a card where we want it. Let's see. Yep, play out the Dareshi. Hey guys, Dareshi in this deck is actually crazy because they can search up so many different things. Now we're gonna use Vegapunk's effect here. And we're going to play out the Vegapunk to the board, not to life. Hey guys, we have 1 life. That's plenty. We already have 1 life. We don't need one of those. We don't need another life. We already have 1. That's my logic, right, guys? Unfortunately, we couldn't play out a card with the Vegapunk, and we still had to trash a card from hand. That felt terrible, but we whiffed on the search. It happens. You have to get a scientist-type character other than Vegapunk to play out. Like, I think Edison's one. I think most of these characters are, but we whiffed. So he's going to swing for 5 here. We do have to respect this attack. We're going to give him a 2K because yep, see, I knew this guy had something up his sleeve. Look at that, guys. That was a close one. We'll go ahead and take this one. We get a trigger for Lilith. We'll do a top search here. We'll grab Shaka. He's going to swing it for 7. We'll give him the blocker. Now we can gain life. Now we can go for the board and start gaining life. Seems good. All right, give me some cards from hand. We're going to go 5 into your characters here. Give me some cards from hand. I demand that this guy give me cards from hand. We'll go 6 into 5. We go 5 into 5, 6 into 5, 6 into 5. Seems good. We already did the math on this. I think I want to leave 1 Dawn active at the end of turn. Let's see what we choose to do. We're going to put a Shaka into life, I believe. Yep, so Shaka is in life. Now we're going to play out the Nami with 5 cards in hand, which will translate to 3 cards or less after her effect to get rid of that card and cycle us another card. And we have 1 Dawn open. We got Irequa's help in hand. That's a 3K counter. We're good. We're good, guys. We're safe. We're fine. Okay, so he's going to attach 2 Dawn to his leader there with one of these effects. He's going to swing for 5. That's interesting. He's going to swing for 5 first. And that was very unexpected. I'm not going to lie. That was actually very unexpected. I expected him to have at least have like some 6 and 7K attacks. So now I think I'm going to have to just take this and play out the blocker. We're going to have to force him to do something here. We're going to have to force him here. We're going to have to force his hand. Like, no, you're going to have to commit to me here. You're going to have to commit. See that? See that, guys? Now he's going for the board. You can have Lilith. That card ended up working as a 3K counter. We're blocking him at 2K here. Now we get to keep our Irequa's help in hand. That's fine. And here we go, guys. Guess what? We're just going to keep going for the board, right? Just keep going for the board. He has 4 cards left in hand. Because every time we go for his board, he's having to give us 3 or 4 cards a turn. You just can't do that. You just simply can't give me that many cards in hand when I'm this wide on the board. So we do a search here. I think I'm just going to grab a 2K counter. I need something to keep me alive here. We still can gain a life very easily with these Frankies, but we have to do things properly here. Okay, we're going to go 6 into 5. See what he does. Just waiting on our opponent. Yep, we'll go 6 more into 5. Oh, he had to give me 2 cards there. So 7 into 5. I should have just gone 6 more into 5 because he already gave me a 7. Or he already gave me a 1K from hand. So now we're going to go probably 7 more into 5. Because I have exactly what I need in hand to do what I'm trying to do here. Yep, we'll go that. This card should be gone, or maybe he can Tony Chopper block in 2K, or let this card go and play out another card from hand. Yep, seems good. But right here, we're actually just going to push a card to life. It'll probably be the Frankie. Oh, no, I decided to go I require help, or I requires our help to my life. That's interesting. I wonder what I'm going for here. I guess I can block and then take a life to get another blocker. Maybe that's my idea there. And not to mention, he doesn't know it's in my hand. He doesn't know if I have another I requires our help in hand and one in life. Okay, so let's see what he chooses to do here. He can only really attack 2 more times. I mean, I guess maybe 3 times if you count the chopper blocker, but I don't think he's going to do that. I think we give him the blocker in this situation because then we can get it back from the trash, right? He's going to swing. He's going to load up his chopper in this situation. I have 2K in hand. Yeah, now this is a for sure 2K answer here. Now let's see what he tries to do. He's going to swing for 7. I think right here we use I requires our help, and I think there is a conversation. There is a conversation there to get the Nami back to pop this card. But then if he can load everything on the Nami, on their Nami, I get in trouble. Okay, but that's probably game. We'll go swing 5, swing 7, swing 9. Good game to my opponent. Okay, and it was a okay, good game. it was actually a radical beam, so I gave him plus 1,000 for the turn. But in that case, he goes swing 5, swing 8, swing 10. Good game to my opponent. That was actually it just becomes swing 5, swing 6, swing 8. Good game to my opponent, though. Okay, next up, we got a game versus green, yellow, Law. Okay, guys, this is a very, very fun leader, I have to say. Vegapunk is a leader I did not really care for too much at first. I thought it was a little bit, it felt like it was going to be a little bit too gimmicky, but it's a pretty good list, I'm not going to lie. It can do pretty well into a lot of decks, into a lot of different decks. And all these leaders you guys see me playing today in the older meta now, like, you know, before OP11 really, well, some of these games are with OP11 in there, but now that there have been bans, I do plan on revisiting most of these leaders, guys. There's a lot of leaders in the game now, but the whole reason we're doing today's video and getting caught up is so that I can move forward. Right now, I can actually move forward and try out some new leaders. Okay, we're playing as a Trafalgar Law here. And looks like they're going to use some tricks here. They're going to take a life, play out the Cavendish, and play out the Monkey D. Luffy Searcher. They're getting a lot of value from their leader effect here. They're playing very well. Where are they going to attack, though? Where are they going to attack? If you attack into my life, you might give me a trigger. If you attack into my board, I might do something, you know, like block it. Okay, just waiting on our opponent here. Let me check something real quick. Yep, we're good. Yeah, they're going to go 7 into 6, and I don't have anything in my trash right now to really protect it, or to pull out with my Pythagoras. So we're just going to, you know, go about things this way. We filled up a card in the trash now, and we're going to play out a Lilith. We're going to grab a card from here. We're going to grab a, you know, an Edison. And now we still have our leader effect for the turn, because that only costs 3. We're going to swing for 7. We're going to leave our blocker active for now. I think leaving the blocker active is the way to go. And let's see if we choose to cheat out. Maybe cheat out a Nami here. Trashing the... I like trashing the Rygo there to pop that Cavendish, but that's just me. Now we are going aggressive. We are off to the races now. We have a full board for the most part. Those are all 5 and 6K characters, guys, and they have nothing. They have 2 searchers and a 3-cost 4K blocker. So I have double 2K in hand. We have 2 life. We're just going to go super aggressive now. So they're going to play out their Trafalgar Law. We knew they had that. They showed it earlier. They're going to play out a Zoro by pulling back the 2K counter. They're going to swing for 5 at face here. I think we should take this. Yeah, we love that. And we got I requires our help. We're going to play out a Vegapunk, which we're going to play out a Shaka over the Lilith. That could not have gone worse for my opponent. That could not have gone worse for my opponent. They're going to pull a card back to hand here with the leader's effect, just revealing their top card. They're going to swing in. We'll give them the 0 power blocker. I don't know if they can survive this turn, guys. To be honest, I don't think they can survive this turn. We play out a Nami for 5. We're getting rid of that. We're going to gain probably 1 life here because our board's completely stacked. Our board is completely full here, guys. Let's see what they do. Swing for 6s. We're just trying to get every single card out of hand. I will say we should be going for that Zoro on the board, though. I like going for the Zoro here. Like, swing 7 into Zoro, swing 7 into Zoro. They let it go. Okay, so now just leave Shaka up and then gain 1 life. Okay, they're going to need to play down the 8-cost Eustace Kid in this situation. They have a... Okay, 7-cost Law was probably the second best option there. But is it going to be enough? If they have a 1 cost they can play out here to cheat out the card they put on top, then they might be in business here. 6 into that, we're gonna go ahead and counter out of that. We're gonna make you do something real crazy here. Let's see what their top card was that they put in there. So they drew a card with Law. They play out the restand or the bounce Law. They're not going to pull anything back. They need the blocker on the board. They would just replay the blocker. Okay, and things did not get any better for my opponent over that time period. So we're still going to swing 7s across the board here. It's going to be 5 7s. It's probably me like 7 7 7. Wait, 7 7 7 7, and then everything else. Okay. He's going to have to counter out of this one for sure. Yep, and now I can go swing 7, or just swing 8, swing 8. I like that too. Yeah, just force this. I mean, like, I just need to force this right here, guys. Okay. And this right here would be everything left in his hand, and I have a blocker in my life. I have a 2K counter in life. I just pass here, I guess, to be safe. I don't know. I guess to be safe, we're just going to pass there. We have a Please Rescue Me, or I request our help. I'll let that card go, and then we have a 2K counter. I can save anything else he attacks into this turn for the most part. Okay, now they're pulling back into it here. They're going to swing for 5, give him a block here for free. He only has 1 more attack he can do, unless he wants to give me his blocker, which is not smart. And here we go. They'll go 6 into 6. We'll give him a 2K counter, and they have to leave the blocker up. They have no choice. And here we go. Yep, now I swing 8. Yep, swing 8, swing 8, swing 8. GG. Right, so it's going to be swing 8 into the leader, that gets the card out of hand. Swing 8 into the character, that gets the blocker off the board. Swing 8 into the kid, he's gone. Swing 5, GG. That was a fun one. That was a good game there. We kind of mathed him out of the game at the end by just being super effective and flooding the board like crazy, and then gaining life as we needed. That's where Vegapunk shines, guys. That's where Vegapunk really, really shines. He can just flood out the board. He can completely fill the board out and just make your life a nightmare from there, right? Okay, so speed's on 2x. We got the volume off. Here we go, guys. What are we going to do now? How's our opponent going to deal with this? They've got their work cut out for him. How are you supposed to deal with Vegapunk as Blue Doffy? Vegapunk has a surprisingly good matchup into Blue Doflamingo because of how it runs cards like Rocket Boots Luffy, because of how it runs all these different cards. We're going to swing for 7 pretty aggressively here, guys. This is a pretty early attack for 7. And remember, all of our cards are basically 5-cost characters. All the ones that matter are 5-cost or higher. So they don't get much value from their 4-cost Trafalgar Law bouncing cards back. We don't really care. Okay, they can bounce their guys back. Watch, they'll bounce back Sengoku and Perona here. I think that'd be a really good play. Not bouncing back Perona is just a mistake unless they have a Jozu in hand. I guess then it might be the right play. If they have a Jozu in hand, okay, but otherwise, no, you need to bounce the Perona back as well. Are they going to swing into me? What are they going to do here? What's the play? They are, okay, so they were trying to decide if they wanted to attack in and give me a possible trigger, or if they wanted to bounce back the Perona as well, okay? So we're going to use Dareshi here. We're going to do a top 5 search and draw 2 cards with triggers. That card is incredible in this deck. We're going to swing for 6, we're going to swing for 6, and then probably play a card to our life. Yeah, swing for 6 here, and then we can sit on the I Request Our Help. We'll be in a perfect spot here. Okay, now we're going to use our Monkey D. Luffy to get rid of that Trafalgar Law. And now we're probably going to play out the Pythagoras. I like playing out Pythagoras here or the Luffy in this situation and passing. Okay, they go ahead and pass the turn back. That had to have been some type of play mistake, so I passed it back to them. I said, okay, they clearly did not mean to do that. So I said, hey, I'll tell you what, I'll give you an extra turn. And that was that was in their favor big time, because that put them from a 6-dawn turn to an 8-dawn turn. So that way they were able to play out 2 of their 4-cost characters this turn. That hurt me bad doing that, right? I wish I could just, go backwards or something, like do an undo and let them replay their 6-dawn turn, because we had an insane follow-up turn there with our Monkey D. Luffy, our Nami, we had so many things we could have done, or the Lilith, and now we have an extra card in hand, which hurts our Nami play. So we really gave them some benefit there and advantage there. So we're going to go 6 into 5. Let's see if he wants to give me cards from hand. We love getting cards from hand, guys. It's our absolute favorite. Okay, he lets the card go. Excuse me. I think we do need to play out the Nami and the Monkey D. Luffy here. I think that's the right call. We'll see what they choose to do. We're going to swing for 6 and check them. They're down to 3 life. We're going to play out the Luffy here. We're going to play out the Nami. Now we can trash a card from hand, but it won't matter. We should have gained a life first, so we did have a slight mistake there, a slight play Well, see, it shouldn't have mattered. Like I said, we should have one less card to have been able to do that effect anyway, because we had to give up a turn because of how this turn went with the accidental. When the Doffy player accidentally passed me the turn back, that really kind of messed up our entire play line. But that's okay. You know, that's we do testing like this so we can get better at the game, right? It's not all competitive, like, you know. But that was kind of the logic there. We still cleared out a card on their board. We cleared up 2 cards on their board. We're doing very well right now. I think we're going to be doing just fine. Okay, so they did get the Marshall D Teach down. Finally, they're going to be able to start setting. They're going to be able to start setting cards up on top of their life, or excuse me, on top of their deck rather, not life. And we don't really mind. So they're going to go Perfume Femur here. That's interesting. I don't know what's going on now. Maybe they're trying to make sure that they get rid of one of my cards here, or take me down to 1 life. Because we're going to let that go through, I think, right? We're just going to let that happen. Nice, it's a Shaka. That was a pleasant surprise. And then he hits me with a Charlotte Pudding. Seems good. Swings for 5. We're going to block out of that. Okay, so he just wanted to hit my hand there with the Charlotte Pudding. Seems good. But that's okay. We're going to swing 5 into 5. I'm going to take every card from his hand right here. He's not keeping a single card, unless he wants to give up his board, in which case we'll let that happen as well. That is what Vegapunk starts doing at the end of the game, is just value, value, value. Seems good. We'll take it. We can gain a life here if we want to. I don't know if we need to, though. Our board's completely full. Yeah, I guess we'll replace the Lilith here. And we will swing in for 7. And then we can pop the Marshall D Teach or the Pudding. Okay, we're going to gain a life for sure. We'll put the Nami into life. So if he tries to swing in with something too aggressively here, he's just done for. You know, the guy's he's just done for. We're threatening 2 Dawn is active here, so we could have some type of event support. It's always good to get in the habit of doing that, guys. If you don't leave Dawn active each turn, or try to get in the habit of trying to find a way to leave Dawn active, you know, try to start doing that, because it messes with your opponent. Be like, 2 Dawn active. Leaving 2 Dawn is active. Your turn. You know, because if they see that, that might change their entire play up, right? It's like, okay, wait, he might have this card or this card or this card or whatever, right? Okay, so they're going to probably swing out a little aggressively here. I don't think it'll be the right play. Okay, they're going to swing. I think they need to start trying to go for my board more aggressively. That's where they're really messing up. They're even down to 2 life now, so I think you can start going for my Atlas. Because if they get rid of Atlas and if they get rid of Nami, they start doing a lot here. We're going to trash a card, and we're going to pop probably the Teach here. Maybe the Boa Hancock. Okay, yeah, then we'll draw a card from that. Oh, excuse me, they just played the Boa for the turn, but still, I think we should have got rid of the Teach there, believe it or not. And now we can actually just go for lethal. We got rid of their blocker. Okay, I see what I was thinking now. Looking back, like, yeah, I'm just going for lethal here, guys. We're going to go for lethal. We're going to go 7s across the board, and then probably leave Shaka active, and then use Luffy to pop their Weevil into turn, and then play a card to life, and we're going to be all right. Yep, so swing for 7. This would take 2 cards out of hand if he even has it. We'll swing for 7 more. And we're not even going for game here. Okay, maybe we are. I was going to say, we don't have to go for game there. We actually could just pop their board and just go next turn for the safest possible outcome, right? But that game was over for sure. It was mathematically over. Good game to my opponent. All right, we got 2 more games, guys. We're almost done. This has been, you know, a whole lot of games today, right? But we're almost done now. Okay, we got a game of Vegapunk versus Green Blue Zoro and Sanji. Okay, one of my favorites. I'm going to miss playing Zoro and Sanji because I'm not going to be playing it as much as I used to now that the 7 Warlords lost Jinbei. That was a big part of how I played this deck. There were other ways. There's other ways to still capitalize on the Zoro and Sanji effect, but that was a really fun one that I'm going to miss. I'm going to really, really miss not having that option. So they're going to swing in. We actually get very lucky with Monkey D. Luffy there to pop that card. And now they're going to swing in for 8. We get we get to draw a card with that trigger. We got 2 triggers done that fast. And right here, guys, remember what we can do. So we're going to swing for 6, and then we're going to probably just put some cards on the in life here. Yeah, we'll do a top search here. We'll get a really good event there. We'll gain 1 life, and then we'll just pass the turn. I don't think it matters which card we put to life. I would like putting Frankie to life is really good there, but he is a 2K counter, and I don't want to give up all my 2K counters against a deck like Zoro and Sanji. I can't get too greedy as far as like the way my triggers are going to interact, you know, because that 2K counter is massive in this matchup. Because swinging 6 is usually what they do. Okay, swing 8. I can just take this and play this character, guys. I don't know how this could be the right call. Yeah, countering out was just a blunder. So, like, swinging for 8 was fine because they just want to play out a Sanji, but countering out there was just a complete and utter blunder. I could have played out the Pythagoras from my life there and kept all that counter power and developed another body next turn. Just a strict blunder, but that's okay. That's all right. We got other plans we're going to be able to do here. We're still going to gain a life. This time we're going to get Frankie with a 1 life cushion. That's a little different. And now we have the Shaka and we have the 1 cost 3K. We're probably fine now. They're going to swing for 7 here. They had to play out the Nami to get cards out of hand so they can use the Sanji effect here, I think, and search for some cards. We're going to use our 1 cost effect there. They're going to swing for 6. They're going to pull this card back, standing up their Sanji again. We'll take this to get the Frankie. They're going to swing for 9. I think we should just block out here, to be honest. Or we could get this character on the board and just go for it. Yeah. See, I mean, so now it's just over, right? So at this point, I think we just swing 7s all day, every day. By the way, that Sanji's a 7K right now. Okay, yep, just go 7s across the board. Say, hey, you don't got it. Just call the bluff. Like, bro, there ain't no way you got all these 7s. You're not getting out of all these 7s, buddy. It ain't happening, Bubba. It ain't happening. But here I am overthinking the situation, which I've been known to do on occasion. You know, every now and then I do tend to overthink some things. But, hey, we're trying to do some limit breaking, right? We're trying to... Yeah, it's over. So he wanted to see what his last card was. Okay, he had Lion Song in hand. That could have been scary, to be honest. Actually, does that only rest down to 4 or less? I'm not sure. Whatever the case is, guys, I think in that situation what you do is I think I should have just swung out across the board. Just all 5s and 6s instead. Just get every card out of hand and get all of his life out of the way. And then if an opportunity presents itself to just swing all out for lethal, then it's over. But if I had all my Dawn active, I could just play out another Shaka. Because how much Dawn did I have that turn? 3 plus 6 is 9. So for 5 Dawn, play out another Shaka. Okay. For 3 Dawn, play out the Dureshi. And then see what I can get there. And then put a card into life with my leader. And actually maybe do the Dureshi first because I already have a Shaka on the board. I just wouldn't swing with that. I don't know. There were a lot of options there. All right, we got one more game, guys. Let's do this. Let's finish off strong. We got a game of Vegapunk versus Red Green Smoker. That's right. Okay, let me go. Volume is off. Speed is on 2x. And here we go. We made it, guys. We made it to the very end here. We're all the way at the end of the video. We made it through 30 different games on the sim. How fun has this been with some really cool leaders? You know, I understand this was done in a set now. Like, Raigo's no longer in the game, right? We can't even use Raigo, but I don't think we've seen Raigo up until this point in the deck. But whatever the case is, I think this deck runs like exactly 1 Raigo or something. That's going to be out of the format, but we've seen a lot of these matchups where we're going to be fine even going through the bans. In fact, some of these decks might be even better now that the bans have happened. Like, I think Red, Green, Law, maybe even Vegapunk. Because, like I said, the deck I'm running right here only runs 1 Raigo, and we're just now seeing it. This deck might be even better with the bans and restrictions being put into place. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and fill out our hand completely here. We're threatening him to, like, we're basically daring him. Like, attack me, bro. You won't. Attack enemy. I dare you. You won't. Because we want to go down to 0 life. We want to get extra triggers. Yeah, beautiful. We get that. Now, we are going to counter out of this for 5. If he swings for 7, we get out of it. So we do counter out of that. Let's see what happens. Now we're just going to poke this guy down. Hey, here's a few 5Ks coming at you, bud. Maybe 5, 5, 6. I think we should swing for everything here. I think we should go swing 5, swing 6, or maybe even 7. And then let's see what we can do from there. Okay, he's going to use a guard point. I like that. Guard point's nice. We got that out of the way. Now we're going to do a Dureshi. Yep, we'll do a top search here for top 5 search for 2 cards with triggers. That's basically the entire deck, by the way. Pretty much the entire deck has triggers, all but a few cards. Okay, and now we can gain a life, or we can continue to put bodies on the board. I think we should continue to put bodies on the board. Just, yeah, swing 6. Thank you, past version of me for doing the right play there. We're gonna swing for 6. He gets a 2K out of hand. We have 2 life. We have plenty of counter power. Now we can play out a card. We could also put a Frankie into life. That's another option. That's kind of cool as well. But I like just slamming down Nami here. Yes, sir. Play down the Nami. Use that searcher. We got plenty of cards in hand. Getting rid of your one other attacker on the board. He didn't use his blocker. We made him waste that whole thing, and now we're good. So he plays out another one, but I think it's too little too late. Now, he needs to play out like some 5-cost 7K smokers at this point, or some 3-cost 6K, some big boys. Okay, I'm not giving him the board, guys. We're not giving him cards on the board, and now we're just going to go across the table here, right? We're just going faces the place. Swing 5, swing 5, swing 5, swing 6. Again, we have another Nami in hand. We can do so many things here. We can put a Frankie into life, and then we'll have 5 Dawn left. We can play out the Nami. There are so many different things we could do here. I think we should play out the Nami, by the way. So we're going to do a Dureshi first. Okay, well now we can't really do the we can't really capitalize on the Nami's effect to cycle cards, but that's okay. We're going to do a top 5 search for that card. Now, he did minus 2,000 to Shaka. Unfortunate, but we don't really care. They go ahead and pass, but let me at least explain how this turn right here, how this game was going to end. It was going to be, okay, so now I'm going to... Notice what he has in hand, by the way. He has Hody Jones in hand, so I do have to be careful. I need to leave at least 2 Dawn active, right? And a blocker, or else we're in trouble. But what we're going to end up doing is we have an Iroquois help in our life. Did we know that yet? I don't think we knew that yet. No, we did not know that yet, but we have an Iroquois help in life. So I think we're going to be fine with that. We can pull cards back to do searches and whatnot, or whatever's in our trash. It depends on what's in our trash. But what we could have done in this situation here was get rid of that Rosinante. Like, I think going back, we'll review one game here at the end because we should have done this on right here. So after doing all this swinging, that was perfect. We had 6 cards in hand, right? So what we could do is we could use our leader effect to gain a life, which could be the Frankie, and then we have 5 cards in hand, right? Then we play the Nami out for 5, and with the Nami, we could get rid of the Rosinante, and we'll have 4 cards left in hand, trash a card for the effect. We have 3 cards left in hand, just trash the Rygo, or any of these cards, it doesn't matter. And then what we could do from there is cycle out a card that way. We keep the blocker open. We could leave 2, now that well, actually, it doesn't matter now. Now it doesn't matter if we go up to the 2 life like I was saying to do in this situation. So whatever the case is, that's how the game probably should have ended. Good game to my opponent. Good game to all my opponents today. These were some really fun, really cool games to go over on the sim, I have to say. All right, guys, we made it. We're done. Let's get the outro going. I will have the deck lists posted down in the comment section below, guys, for y'all to check out if there was a certain deck that you thought was really cool. Also, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed that. If I missed anything, please help me out in the comment section below. Please don't be afraid to say anything down there in the comment section below. Any kind of questions, suggestions, anything like that. Or, like I said, if there's a deck list that I'm playing, I will post the list in the comment section below. But if there's a better list out there you think, or like some better cards to put in the list now, by all means, say that in the comment section as well, okay? All right, I'm done, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, thank you to everybody, guys. If you're supporting, if you're liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, whatever you're doing to support my channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And, guys, if you're supporting me by using my TCG affiliate link on Patreon, on PayPal, with donations, buying my playmat, becoming a member on YouTube, becoming a part of the community on Discord, whatever you're doing to help me out, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. I can't wait to see what y'all say in the comment section below. Was there any leader in here you didn't expect to see that was kind of pleasantly surprising that you wanted to try now? Because, hey, I think most of these leaders, like one thing I'll say, I think Red-Green Law gets better. I think Red Shanks is better now that Black's been, you know, basically nerfed. And so has Doffy, for that matter, with Jinbei going away. I think Shanks gets better. I think Red-Blue Marco gets better. Blue-Black Usopp, maybe not as much, because I think people are starting to kind of mess around with Gecko Moria versions and even versions that were running Ice Age. But Usopp might still be fine, Blue-Black Usopp. Now, Doffy, not so much. Doffy did get hit pretty hard. But Blue-Yellow Nami might be a thing as well. That might be just fine. And Vegapunk, guys, that was another one that I just really did not expect. Was Vegapunk was kind of beast mode out there today. What did y'all think about that? Right? Okay, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, guys. Peace.